Good evening and welcome back to some more Rogue Trader. Because it's great, we love the old Rogue Traders. Right, what was it? Dargonus, that's right. Going back to Dargonus. The old capital world. You go away. We take the big dog. And his human that comes with him. Even though I think probably Pascal's probably better, but hey, it's the Lex Imperialis DLC, so I feel like we've got to take Solomon, even though he'll probably ditch me when he finds out I'm a filthy heretic. Oh, it's a nest of vipers it is. We need to get a better sword for Gabala. The Emperor protects. Welcome home, your ladyship. The stately woman in a long, full dress uniform makes a graceful curtsy. Her short greying hair does not obscure her stern features. I am Clementia Wissarion, Court Chancellor of the Von Valentius dynasty. On behalf of all of Dargonus, please accept my deepest condolences on the untimely passing of Theodora von Valentius. Her departure is a terrible blow to us all, but as one star expires, another always flares to life. And although still overcome with bitterness and grief, your subjects hope that you will become the trade dynasty's guiding light in these trying times. Clementia? Abelard offers a reserved nod. She nods in return, the lines of the brows soften ever so slightly. The young man quickly brings a respirator to his burnt face and bows his head courteously. His raven black hair veils his burns and skull implants, and the thin metal fingers creak quietly as he offers a welcoming gesture. Achilles Scalander, Secretary of the Administratum Department. I hope your journey to Dargonus was not darkened by unwanted troubles. We had some incidents, but those are irrelevant at this point. Quite right, your ladyship. What happens cannot be changed, but you still have great deeds ahead of you. So let us look to the future with hope in our hearts. Does your ladyship wish to survey the grounds, or perhaps we should sate your curiosity by answering any questions you might have? Governor Urban Drivestem has been notified of your arrival on Dargonus and will visit the palace shortly. The preparations for the official visit are well in hand, but your ladyship still has plenty of time before the meeting. Why isn't the governor here to greet me? Apologies, your ladyship. Governor Drivestem's residence is on the other side of the world, by the Administratum Palace of Dargonus. We sent word as soon as you entered the system, but it takes time to travel the great distance of your domain. Chancellor Wissarion appears unruffled, but you cannot shake the thought that the governor's lateness is a subtle political gesture destined, or designed, to test the limits of what is acceptable when it comes to interacting with the new rogue trader. I would like to rest before the meeting. Where are my chambers? They are very close, just down the hall. There is also where a study and the audience chamber are. Achilles' face brightens with a pearly white smile, restoring some of the former good looks. Lady Theodora's study has remained locked since her last departure, but on account of your arrival, we've arranged for it to be tidied up. It is ready whenever you need it. What is your last name? Clementia nods politely. You heard correctly, your ladyship. I am of House Wissarion, Lord Abelard's granddaughter and direct descendant. Chancellor Wissarion has held a position at Von Valentius court for many years. She earned Lord Captain Theodora's respects through acts of great perseverance. There's no room for doubt. Blood had nothing to do with it. Time will tell, Seneschal. As you wish, Lord Captain. You are dismissed. I apologise for my bluntness, but I have a request to make. Perhaps before the meeting takes place, the illustrious Lord Captain could spare a few minutes for a conversation with me? Achilles bows his head. I'm certain that you will find my report on the state of the affairs of the Von Valentius Protectorate most useful. You right there, Jay? Such illustrious society, such well-heeled nobles. Indeed, it would be great. It would be worth... It should be worth visiting Dargonus even without getting to know you, Shireen. This world offers huge scope for doing business.
I see the forbidden.
Ooh, what we got? Stuff. Toss a coin. Glinting in the light, the coin falls in the clear water and sinks to the bottom. People leave. Make your people leave, Dread. Their idle questions are getting in the way of my watch. I like how I'm just running around my own palace, looting all the cupboards and stealing all the stuff, even though I own it already. Ancient cogitator links the palace system networks. Finding a big box of stuff and being like, that's mine now. It was yours to begin with. Well, it's definitely mine now. Standing upon the altar is an ancient image of St. Macarius, a regal frame. Its covering in marks. The relic was claimed in battle on a remote and forgotten world. Greetings, your ladyship. Gotta be sure I've grabbed all the stuff. Palace names of each of the rogue traders to have led the von Glensis dynasty dating back to the day the capital world was founded. Alright, I think we probably... I think we've been... No, not that one. No, not that one. That one. There we go. Oh, wait, no. There's loot over here somewhere. Oh, yes. Tech use. Let's get that shit open. Boom. Got it. Mine now. To my palace. Hi, Jasper. Have you as a great background. Hey. I'm a pretty good background. Just sitting there, saying random shits. That's how we roll. What now? Welcome, your ladyship. Let me inform you of the location of your chambers on the dynastic estate. I can find my own way around, thank you. Main throne is at the stairs straight ahead. Your subject, Achilles Scalander, informed me that he humbly awaits the opportunity to meet with you there. Yes. If your ladyship wishes to rest after your long journey, the personal chambers are up the stairs and on the right. Perfect. Right, you can go away now. Bye. Get out of my way. Yes, yes, yes. Glory to me. Paint mark on the polished mantelpiece where it was likely left by a glass.
Empyrean guides my gaze.
Aha! Stuff! In my room. Let's open that bad boy. What we got here? A multi-melter. I can punch through a Land Raider. Evening, prezzies. Alcab. Blood Dragon campaign. I was looking forward to seeing get the legendary look. Yeah, it's a... Genuinely didn't think we would have a whole Demon Prince type mechanic going on, but there we are. How very exciting. I knew it! Mostly because I've been here before. Right, loads of fun stuff. It'd be nice if you could give me like a sexy weapon though. Hello. Another where it hits an ally with an area attack. Where it gains +1 stack of zealots. Hits an ally with an area attack. Okay. Interesting. +10 tech use. Right, that could be handy for me. What have I got currently? +3 tech bonus. Now I've got more tech bonus. Now we're laughing. Rare books arrayed on these shelves. Lavish, almost pretentious bindings seem to be identical. Strange objects lie behind the glass of the display case. The complete absence of explanation makes it impossible to learn what they are. Dust has accumulated on the rusted oil smears. If servants ever access this room, they do so rarely. An empty glass and 3 unopened bottles of wine. So it's a finely crafted thing made of wood. So I think if we sit down, have a glass of wine, flame of purity, symphony of, this is the first, right, we'll pick the second parts. Litanies of the motive force. So you pick up the book, a hidden button on the spine clicks under your finger. You notice a short inscription on the book: for a faithful servant to dynasty in lasting memory, DVV. Room responds to your actions with a quiet grinding sound, and a small nook reveals itself in the nearby wall. Inside you find a data bank bearing a Von Valencia's coat of arms. Receive the data bank of Dargonus. Yeah, I knew it was something like that. I had to remember it from last time. Had to remember the, you have to, all of that is, you have to do it in a specific order and also pick the right options.
A revelation was sent to me.
Ooh, boots. Whenever the wearer moves through a cell occupied by an enemy, the wearer gains 15% dodge until the enemy's against that enemy's attack. Okay, I'm not sure I'm super, well, I have done enough resting, having looted the entire bloody place. I would drink Flame of Purity. Where's Scalander now? He's here somewhere. Where? Oh, hello. Stuff. To the wait, we can. Oh my god! They added a shortcut. Oh my god! Because you used to have to run all the way out. Now you don't anymore. Holy shit! They actually bloody did it. The absolute maniacs. I said it seemed bloody stupid you have to run all the way out. I am done in the throne room. Bring me my ship. I'm afraid you're going to have to walk all the way out. So, oh, fuck. And then you had to run all the way out. And it was a bloody nightmare. Good. Glad that has been changed. Unless it was there all along and I just ended up running. I'm fairly sure it wasn't. Let's grab all that shit as well. Right. Where is Scalander? Wissarian. Oh, there you are. Having a chat with old Heinrich. There you are. A slender figure clad in robes made of expensive fabric shudders from a violent coughing. Pressing a gilded respirator to his face, the man takes several deep breaths. So when Void Shadows came out, but no idea about before. I'm fairly sure it wasn't there before, because I remember having to run all the way out and thinking it was silly. Achilles, it's been many moons. I hope your cousin is feeling well. Achilles covers his burnt lips, trying and failing to suppress a coughing fit. She is in good health. She sends her regards to you, as well as her wishes for a swift return. Heinrichs frowns. For as long as the stars shine in the sky, my vigil continues. So it does. Achilles thumps himself in the chest with an augmented hand. Hear a faint clanging of metal against metal. I'm not so foolish as to fail to notice a conversation in code. Your insight deserves credit, Rogue Trader. Then again, I expected nothing less from Theodora von Valentius' successor. Heinrichs looks at Achilles. Allow me to introduce Achilles Scalander properly. In addition to his duties as Secretary for the Administratum, he acts as an agent of the Golden Throne under my aegis. Master Scalander was transferred into my remit by a colleague who was engaged in other matters in the Cronus Expanse. I'm sure you'll find Achilles' service useful, especially when dealing with the schemes of humanity's foes within the borders of your protectorate. Greetings, Lady Ricoina Dread von Valentius. Allow me to once again express my deepest condolences on the loss of Lady Theodora. I will do everything I can to track down and destroy all of Conrad Voigtvir's accomplices on the capital world. Scars on your face. What happened? About, he coughs, 5 years ago, there was an accident. Several tanks of promethium exploded in the storehouse at my estate. I was buried alive under the rubble. The Emperor preserved my soul, and the skilled physicians of Dargonus saved my body, except for my lungs, with which I had to part. I presume the incident was an attempt on my life, but the identity of whoever behind it remains a mystery. Do you know anything about what has become of Conrad Voigtvir, the former Master of Whispers, a heretic and a traitor to the dynasty? Achilles nods grimly. Words of his treason reached Dargonus too late. Conrad came to the planet and left almost immediately once he had sown discord in the minds of the gullible and naive. The worst of the rumours he started was that you were the one responsible for Lady Theodora's sudden demise. Of course, your loyal subjects did their best to skin alive any who showed signs of doubt, but it seems unlikely that your wardens got to everyone who has allowed doubt into their hearts and now nurtures it in secret. You promised a report on the present state of affairs in the Protectorate. I have already forwarded all official reports to your Seneschal. As for the conversation we're having right now, I wouldn't trust any paper or data slate with its contents. You see, Lady Theodora, may the Emperor have mercy on her soul, was perfectly aware of Dargonus' political environment. You, however, have only just arrived in the capital world, and I thought it would be best to bring you up to speed. Frankly, the nobles of Dargonus, much like nobles on most worlds, are akin to spiders in a jar, ready to pounce on whoever is weakness or whomever they deem to be the weakest. I keep a multi-method for home defense. I mean, yeah, if someone invades your house, you definitely want to hit them with the ability to burn through several tons of ceramites. That's definitely a good shout. The nobles of Dargonus are well respected, rich and powerful individuals who held Lady Theodora's favour for many years and found ways to rise above the rest by diligently serving the rogue trader. Every family pursues its own selfish interests, and each one expects that, with the transition of power, they will retain and even add to their lands and wealth. The families I would recommend giving particular attention to are the Drive Stems, the Gapraks, and the Sourbacks. I should also mention the Wissarians, not a noble house per se, but a family that was a great part of Lady Theodora's inner circle, to the Blue Bloods' great displeasure. Tell me about the Drive Stems. The Drive Stems are the ancient governor house of Dargonus. Predictably, the greater the wealth of the Von Valentius Protectorate, the fuller their coffers flow. Their reputation is flawless except for one detail. We have evidence that Urban Drive Stems rivals seem to have the misfortune of regularly falling victim to Xenos raids. I find that these attacks are always a little too advantageous for the Drive Stems, but we lack solid proof, and it may never surface. The closer an official is to a rogue trader, the braver and safer they feel. I would just like to remind everyone that rubbing shoulders with Xenos is heresy that can be overlooked only in the case of the Von Valentius heir, not her servant. What makes the Gapraks special? The Gapraks hail from a remote Forge world, and amongst their distant relatives there are many servants of the Omnissiah, and the house itself is close to the cult of the Adeptus Mechanicus, both in spirit and in their business connections. The Gapraks oversaw the industrial shipments within your protectorate until recently. Ever since the astropathic communications with Kiava Gamma were severed, they've been quite concerned about the security of the planet placed in their care. What can you tell me about the Sourback? Religious and hard-working, the Sauerback own many enterprises, including distillation manufactorums that produce promethium. I must note that the lately members of the Sauerback family have been prone to overly liberal statements about the von Valentius dynasty. They believe that Lady Thoradora was a bit too keen to leave her worlds without proper oversight. I would like to know more about the Wisarians. The Wisarians are a line founded by Lady Theodora's seneschal, and as such are not normally considered nobility, at least from the standpoint of the Imperial Navy, for which Lord Abelard hails. On Dargonus, however, their position is precarious. Firstly, they never were granted an official title, a process which has been impeded for decades by the old houses of Dargonus, and secondly, the other families do not see them as equals, but more as upstarts clinging to the rogue traders' favour. The Wisarians are responsible for the capital world's fleets and the majority of the cargo shipments on domestic routes. After hearing on that, I feel the urge to have every one of the sycophants executed at once. Achilles shrugs. You are, naturally, well within your rights, rogue trader, but remember that this will cause the multifaceted bureaucratic systems of Dargonus, of your entire protectorate in fact, to come apart at the seams, and that's not even considering the likelihood of attempted reprisals from their families and allies. I would hold off death sentences. Act with restraint and wisdom, present for all to see sufficient proof of the unwanted house's guilt. Do not mistake me, mass executions are one way to solve a problem, but in that case you should weigh up every possible scenario before you act. Was there anything else you had to report? There was, your ladyship, and this time it concerns the main reason for my presence on this planet, Xenos, and the threat they pose to both you and to humanity as a whole. The last few months have been difficult for the people who report to me, my eyes and ears scattered throughout the Coronis expanse. Warp disturbances, astropaths overcome with madness, ships disappearing in the immaterium. Many of my observers and contracts have gone dark, or have been killed by some calamity or other. Still, I managed to establish communication with some key individuals who were able to warn me about incoming threats, including Xenos raids. Achilles looks you in the eye without blinking. It is within my power to supply you with intelligence on where and when the Xenos will strike next. I do not doubt that Governor Drystone will beg you for protection against Xenos, and in this fight, the information from my contacts will serve you well. I beseech you, Dread, if I ever report a threat looming over a ship or planet, do not dismiss it. Sometimes it takes an intervention from the rogue trader and her mighty void ship to avert a disaster. What are your responsibilities? Officially, I am a secretary at this world's administratum department. Less officially, I'm afraid I can't disclose that even to you. In short, I collect and investigate reports of heresy taking root on upstanding planets of humanity. Above all else, I am concerned about the Xenos threat that hangs over the entire Coronis expanse, including your protectorate. Sadly, my mission was complicated by the recent warp disturbances. I am still trying to re-establish contact with my many agents. Tell me about the Xenos. The residents of the local systems are no strangers to skirmishes with enemies of humanity, but recently the loathsome beasts seem to have been completely flown off the handle. We're receiving reports from ships that made it through the warp to Dargonus. Both they and the colonies they departed from are being attacked. We have identified the breed of Xenos that pose this threat, the Drukhari, humanity's ancient and insidious foes. Be vigilant on your travels. The Xenos would undoubtedly attack a rogue trader ship should they find circumstances to be in their favour. Unfortunately, in the host of humanity there are those who are willing to grovel before our enemies in the hopes of a valuable reward. You'll be interested to know that we are on the trail of such heretics. Achilles glances at a data slate. Overwhelming evidence indicates that a plundered void station in Langren's belt is being used as a base by a band of pirates who are not above dealing with Xenos. I was unable to persuade the Chancellor of the need to dispatch a ship there, but perhaps you would like to pay a courtesy call to these scoundrels yourself. Do you know anything about the Cult of the Final Dawn? My knowledge is deplorably limited. Your ladyship, all my attention has been focused on tracking Xenos activity. I'm certain that Master Van Callowitz can tell you much more about those heretics than I. About your unofficial work. Achilles' amber eyes flash with interest. Yes? Whom do you truly serve, the rogue trader or the interrogator of the Inquisition? And whom does the rogue trader serve? The Golden Throne? The Protectorate? Could it be that one stems from the other? And if so, is there any sense discussing it? I've learned all I want to know. Achilles bows and brings the respirator to his burnt lips. I have other questions. I sincerely hope, and I can answer every one. I must take my leave. Achilles bows. According to the message I received a few minutes ago, Governor Drivestem has arrived at court. I imagine that the Chancellor is already preparing to arrange the meeting. All that's left is to notify her that you are ready to see Urbend. Let's have a chat with you. Your ladyship. Clementia bows her head politely. For a chancellor to a rogue trader, she is dressed rather simply, a parade doublet, polished boots, and a comfortable cloak. She bears a sabre in a gilded scabbard, whether for show or protection, one could not say. Only her ring, with a Sarian coat of arms, indicates that she is the highest social stratum. The governor is awaiting on the periphery of the palace. Please let me know when you would like to see him. The sharp gaze, the impeccable straight back, the composure. For a moment you feel like you're looking at a younger version of Abelard himself, not his heir. Judging by the scars and the exposed parts of her body, Clementia saw her fair share of combat prior to assuming the position of Chancellor. What are your responsibilities as Chancellor? To put it simply, I am your trade representative. Any and all decrees, deals, official communication and meetings are first reviewed by me and then forwarded to you from you down to the hierarchy. My purview also includes overseeing your ladyship's property, the palace, the estates, and the many gardens and other dimensions on Dargonus that you have inherited from Lady Theodora, and, whenever you are present on Dargonus, consider me your personal secretary. What can you tell me about Dargonus? All deals and important decisions are made here on the capital. Many years ago, an ancestor of Lady Theodora signed an agreement with the Adeptus Administratum, which allowed for an efficient management of the world and the neighbouring systems. In accordance with the decree, a share of the planet's population was assigned to the Administratum and converted into servitor scribes. They now toil across the world. Dargonus is also the seat of several noble families who run all the major planets in the Protectorate. If I may express my not-so-humble opinion, they care very little about who exactly stands at the helm. Those piranha think only of their own profits, just as much as they do about the prosperity of their protectorate itself, if not more. And lastly, Dargonus has its own fleet, a luxury unavailable to the vast majority of the other worlds in your realm. In addition to warships, the protectorate also employs privateer ships, which are used to transport cargo between worlds. Does the capital stay in contact with other worlds in the protectorate? Unfortunately, not at this time, your ladyship. After the few representatives of the Adeptus Astrata Telepathica on Dargonus went into a frenzy, some of the Psychers were tragically pacified by the respective authorities. Since then, communication with the neighbouring sisters has been unreliable at best. Thanks to the Master of Mankind that you managed to find your way to the capital. If the noble houses are so volatile, what sense is there in keeping them? Over the many centuries, an intricate hierarchy has formed within the ruling elite of Dargonus. The great houses do more than plunder your treasury. It is replenished to a larger degree thanks to the administrative work and the lands. Naturally, you can get rid of anyone whom you consider surplus to requirements, but right now it could threaten the fragile stability that is currently holding the Protectorate together. Tell me about Governor Drivestem. Urbend Drivestem is a well-respected man, and not just on Dargonus, but throughout the Protectorate. For many centuries, his house has supported the capital's administratum and the logistics between the Von Valencia's systems. The Drivestem's efforts secured years of order and prosperity for Dargonus. What's more, Lady Theodora personally insisted that Lord Urbend specifically be made the next governor. Where you speak of Drivestem, I hear a hint of either contempt or resentment. No, I don't believe I feel either, your ladyship. Clementia's steely eyes stare into the distance, her jaw clenching visibly. She speaks in a polite but clipped manner, clearly flustered by your insight. We have different views on how to run a world. We sometimes have discussions over laws that are enacted, but we both work for the good of the Von Valencia's Protectorate. That much can be said without a doubt. Are there any other issues I should be aware of? Apart from the disrupted communications, Dargonus was recently raided by enemies of humanity. However, the fleet, under the command of Captain Marthius Wissarian, triumphed over the accursed Xenos. If you ask for my opinion on this matter, we have the situation completely under control. You catch her avoiding your gaze for just a moment. For the first time, it's obvious that Clementia is looking out for her house's good name, but despite the confidence in her tone, you can tell that she does not entirely believe her own words. Thank you for the report. I serve the Von Valencia's Protectorate, your lady. Tell him I'm ready to see the governor. Clementia bows before leaving. I shall arrange for him to be escorted to your study. Ricoina Dread Von Valencius, 20th in her line, rogue trader, keeper of the Sacred Warrant, and ruler of the Cronus Expanse from the Crash System to the 100 Dreams Crossroad. I bid you welcome. Urbend Drivestem, governor of this great world, first and foremost, please accept my deepest condolences. It will be difficult to recover from the loss of a woman as great as Theodora von Valencius. It pains me to think that she can no longer with us. Citizens of Dargonus and of the entire Protectorate grieve alongside you. Please allow me to declare half a year of mourning so we may honour the memory of our beloved lady. Governor glances at Kabbalah anxiously, then immediately averts his gaze. Then he looks at her again, and when Kabbalah lets out a grim chuckle and stretches her lips, daubed in fresh blood in a petrifying grin, the governor turns away from her sharply, all but squealing in fear. There's no need, I am the new ruler of the Protectorate. Let my subjects rejoice at my arrival instead. The bewilderment causes the wrinkles on Drystem's glossy face to soften. Your ladyship, these are centuries-old traditions and sacred customs and rules. Do not forget who it is you serve, Urban Drystem. If it's the rogue trader's wish to not have a mourning ceremony, Abelard's voice grates him pleasantly, then so be it. Perhaps the Prevenu installed by Lady Theodora cares not for the sacred traditions of our founding ancestors. The governor gives a meaningful nod in Abelard's direction. But Dread von Valentius is a descendant of the true children of Dargonus. It behooves the ruler of a world to honour its customs. I shall be the one to judge what behooves me and what does not. As you will, your ladyship, Drystem bows his head. Esteemed Dread, Lady Theodora was a strong leader, and we ought to follow her example. Let us lean on her wisdom and persevere in spite of this tragedy together. And let us carry on where she no longer can be, leading the Von Valencia Protectorate to even greater prosperity. Drystem gives you a look of admiration. It seems that he is quite aware of your fame, and his opportunity to carry favour with such an eminent figure is one that he does not want to miss. Alas, it won't be an easy task to accomplish. Some time ago, the Astropals of Dargonus flew into a rage, and they had to be subdued. We are gradually restoring our ability to speak with neighbouring worlds, but the contracts are still weak, and the routes are tangled and no longer lead to the systems that captains expect them to. Given that the vast majority of ships in the Dargonus Navy travel without relying on the services of navigators, without your engagement, the well-being of the Von Valentius dynasty and the billions of its subjects is presently at risk. I didn't think ships could travel without navigators. I thought that every ship needed a navigator. We met a ship from Dargonus not too long ago. The crew were transporting a strange artifact and went mad during the fight. Truly regrettable bit of news. What's more, leaving Dargonus has been forbidden for several cycles now. It seems the Wessarian family has once again failed in their primary responsibilities. He shoots Abelard a condescending look. We will investigate this at once, as well as the fact that the ship had to acquire a permit from the Administratum Seal. Does your nephew still serve at the Administratum Palace? The governor presses a number of buttons on the cogitator built to his bracer and looks up at you in surprise. I don't understand. The ship did indeed depart from the orbit, but it did so, if you can believe it, on the rogue trader's authorization. That is why no one dared to impede its departure. Lord Captain, it would seem that Kunrad somehow got his hand on a copy of your authorization, or perhaps even the original. A tool like that in the hands of a traitor does not bode well. What exactly do the Dargonus nobility expect from me in light of the loss of routes and communication with other worlds? We are all troubled by the fate of the agri-world Janus that supplied Dargonus and the other planets with foodstuffs. Empty stomachs can drive even the mildest rabble to revolt. Furthermore, House Gaprak is perturbed by the loss of communication with the industrial world Kiava Gamma, which is in their charge. But if you wish to know my opinion, the world that deserves your attention the most is the penal world, Verbos 4, one of the key mining supplies in the Protectorate. Such intriguing concern for the Vobos 4 outpost. Does your house happen to own the extraction station there? Drystem's beady eyes widen in fear. Your ladyship, I beg of you, I do not interpret my words as an attempt to influence your decision in any way. You see, without Verbos 4, the manufactorums on your worlds will need to make haste to find new suppliers elsewhere and arrange for new shipments. And in these troubling times, they run the risk of delays and other most tragic mishaps. My only concern is for the prosperity of the Von Valentius dynasty. I've already visited the agri-world Janus. Governor Viat has found herself facing a number of problems in my absence. Truly, the Viat line is one of the oldest of the Von Valentius Protectorate. If the inheritor of such a well-respected blood could not handle whatever has befallen her, then the situation must have been extraordinary indeed. You could say that. Still, all her worries are behind her now, and Vistenza continues to govern the agri-world. I'm delighted to hear it. Many on Dargonus live in hope that food deliveries to the capital will resume soon. And that does it for the planets and the trade routes. What else? Xenos, your ladyship. I don't rightly know where to begin. He rubs the bridge of his nose warily. Otherworldly beasts are not an uncommon sight in the Cronus expanse. They have been a menace to the world's side of the Maw for decades, but now these abominations are on the rampage. They show no signs of fear as they attack ships, either damaging them to the point where they become unfit for transport duty or outright gussing them. Only you have the power to stop this madness. We are in the process of restoring the astropathic choir of Dargonus. Luckily, we were forced to slay only some of the deranged psychers, although those that remained are still unable to transmit messages. I hope Master Scalander will keep his word and offer you his support in the war against the Xenos. According to the reports, the regions of Verbos 4 have been of particular concern in the last few cycles, which is all the more reason to discover the colony's fate as soon as possible. Now to issues on a smaller scale. There is a certain degree of tension in the capital due to the unorthodox succession of the Sacred Warrant. Chances of uprisings are minimal, of course, and the spread of rumours is nothing but a sign of weakness of mind and spirit. Nonetheless, I prepared a list of minor houses that have demonstrated unseemly discomposure at your succession. What is to be done about them? Command the spinners of the blood-spun web, and they will set a fine snare of retribution, Dread. We will whisper names, and that whisper will drown out the insolent voices. Gibala, entrust this burden to blood-spun web, unravel the tangle of plots, and foil them. It will be done. Let the sacrament of the hunt commence. A cold sweat breaks out on the Drivestem's face. He forces a subservient smile on his face. This will bring the noble houses into line for years to come, your ladyship. It will make them fear not only blasphemous words, but also their own shadows. One last thing, your ladyship. Your inauguration as bearer of the Sacred Warrant is but a matter of time, and I would like to inquire about one crucial detail. I imagine you are intending to uphold the centuries-old tradition, bolstered by an equally long-lasting friendship of being represented on Dargonus by one of the noble houses. I presume that, as before, this duty will be accorded to House Drivestem. What houses can represent me at the ceremony? Any of the noble houses located on Dargonus, the Drivestem family, which I lead, the Gaprak family, with long ties to the Adeptus Mechanicus, the Sauerbachs, known for their piety and diligence in service. Perhaps I would also mention the Mussarians, who have some influence but who are not actually of noble origin. Any of these houses would be honoured to represent you at the ceremony. I don't actually know what this does. Hang on. Rogue Trader. Dargonus. Noble House Representation. Right, what does that... And does it actually change anything? Sufficient standing will provide a reward at the beginning of Chapter 3. I see. I'm going... I'll stick with Drivestem. I never doubted your ladyship's decision. I can tell the future holds a fruitful partnership for us and the prosperity of all Dargonus. I shall immediately relay all your orders, most gracious Rogue Trader. May the gold of the throne illuminate your path. Yes, I think it will. When is the ceremony? I'm afraid that until you deal with the pressing issues, the ceremony will have to be postponed. Many trade routes are still unavailable. The central worlds of the Von Valencius Protectorate are going through a crisis, and the warp disturbances, if void observers are to be believed, will prevent important guests from reaching the capital. What about Kunrad? Governor pensively strokes the ring glittering on his fingers. Lord Voigtveer visited the capital some time ago, but he did not request a personal meeting. A heretic, you say? Now, I see where all the whispering in the corridors has come from. Jeebus! Thank you very much. Jeebus Crust. Died for our sins. I shall be frank with you, your ladyship. Lady Theodora's sudden death was a blow to every one of us, and the absence of any sort of verifiable and complete information about her successor gave grounds for all manner of rumours and misinterpretations, especially if someone is as deliberate in citing rest and discontent. Naturally, none would dare challenge you by accusing you of something as sacrilegious as murdering a rogue trader. However, Conrad Voigtveer was once a true boon to Protectorate back in the day, and as such, some might heed his words. Publicly rip out their vocal cords and tongues, very slanderer, replace them with vox implants that sing the praises of rogue trader Ricoina Dread von Valencius without interruption. I should think that will serve as a reminder of who rules this world. I shall immediately make all the arrangements so the order can be carried out properly. Drivestem bows. That will be all, I take it? Thank you for your time, your ladyship. Since duty calls, I shall take my leave. May the Emperor's grace be with you. Well, that was successful. Right, we need to get this shit together after looting the place. Wink. Okay, guys, time to go. World War II. What is that? The Daith mod? Death mod? Dice mod? Deuce mod? Terrible news from Dargonus, Lord Captain. A subsidiary hive city, Scipione 84249, has been destroyed in a series of cascading failures. Production has halted and millions of people have broken their vows of obedience and are fleeing. Many of them are perishing in the wastelands and overloading the transport lines leading to neighbouring hives. The surrounding residential sectors are becoming increasingly agitated by the influx of refugees. What is your directive regarding the distribution of these refugees? So that will require provisions. We'll lose 1 complacency -1. We'll get efficiency +1. Establish labour settlements in the ruins of Scipione 84249 and relocate the refugees there. They may have much work ahead of them to restore their former home. A very fair decision, Lord Captain. Large labour settlements were set up around the ruins of Scipione 84249 and the refugees from the wastelands. Neighbouring hives have been rounded up there. In harsh wastelands scorched with industrial poison, with only bare modicum of food and clean water, the settlement residents have begun the arduous and dangerous task of rebuilding their fallen home. Quite right too. Right. +5 bonus to all their skills. Ooh. Right, we can do one of these. Does that reduce profit factor but increases for all colonies? I mean, all colonies feels pretty good. Boom. Millennium Modern Warfare is the name of the mod. I will see if I can find it. Did we... Oh, an audience with the RBTs. Let's go back and see if we can find Mr. RBTs, man. Right. Would he be around here? I'm going to guess he's around here, because this is where Solomon is, right? Hey, buddy. Marshal is ready to meet with you. Do you wish to commence the audience? I would prefer to first know exactly what is it the head of the Adeptus Arbites in the Expanse wants to see me about. I do not know the details, but I would assume the procedure is the same as when Lady Theodora's time. A personal introduction, a reaffirmation of allyship between the dynasty and the Adeptus Arbites, and a discussion about the tithe-related affairs. Yeah, I'm ready. It's the fuzz. Two markedly distinct figures approach your throne. Marching in front is a man clad in Adeptus Arbites armour. He carries his helmet in the crook of his arm, but his stern facade serves him as well as any visor could. He bows to you sharply. Marshal Strach of the Adeptus Arbites. An old woman walks in the Marshal's shadow, her body fitted with a dozen scribing implants and magnifying instruments. If not for her eyes, quick and inquisitive behind a giant pair of ocular lenses, you might have mistaken her for an exotic servitor, but her robes are adorned with the sacred symbols, the Adeptus Administratum. The woman bows. Rogue trader Ricoina Dread von Valentius. I, Prefect Inscribia Volta, greet you on behalf of the Adeptus Administratum. I will now begin the due procedure official address to the ruler of Dargonus as formalised by Amendment 4-N/10 to Law SK-941. May your name be wreathed in the glory for centuries to come. May your fortunes ever proliferate. May the God Emperor bestow upon you a duty worthy of his chosen. A monotonous droning is making you weary. Seems she intends to go on for a good while longer. Doze off. Your eyes drift shut. You slowly plunge ever more deeper into darkness of sleep while a voice growing more and more distant continues to wish you away, and your progeny epiphanies and boons of every kind until an awkward cough jerks you suddenly out of your sweet torpor. The prefect, who appears to have finished speaking some time ago, is looking at you wordlessly, as is the marshal along with everyone else in the room. Inscribia? Who would give their child a name like that? For 34 generations, my family has served in the Adeptus Administratum. I was given a name befitting one who comes from a long line of scribes. The prefect looks at you without blinking. She is either ignoring your disrespectful tone or has genuinely failed to notice it. Abelard, what are these people doing in my demesne? A delegation of the Adeptus Administratum and the Adeptus Arbites is accommodated in the Von Valentius territory so that they may tally and collect the imperial tithe from your worlds, Long Captain. Lady Theodora graciously provided them with the premise where they could perform their duties and authorise them to restructure the dynasty's archives. If I may continue for you, the prefect steps forward, dragging her feet slightly. I see the Empire used its 40,000-year history to perfect bureaucracy. Oh yes. The prefect steps forward, dragging her feet slightly. As per the decree of Theodora von Valentius, ORD-037/3N, the representatives of the Adeptus Administratum and the Adeptus Arbites are sanctioned to use the Palace of Justice, oversee tithe collection in the Protectorate, and review any and all cases of tithe avoidance, tithe exceedance, or other irregularities. These rights have been formalised in numerous pacts and statutes under the main decree. Considering your new position, you may have yet to acquaint yourself with all of these documents. You are the successor to Lady Theodora, whose alliance with our two sacred organisations forever glorified her as a rogue trader closely tied to the executors of the Holy Terror's will, and as representatives in the Adeptus Administratum and the Adeptus Arbites must verify that you are able to maintain this alliance, that you have brought such repute to your dynasty. The prefect scrutinises you as if trying to estimate your proportions and weight. This is why we have arrived in person, as the present circumstances have provided us with a chance to see if your intentions concord with those of the late von Valentius. And what circumstances are those? The prefect's lips consort in a twist. Our work has been disrupted by unforeseen setbacks regarding communication and transportation. As our requisitioned assets were not adequately prepared, we have lost some of our personnel and resources as a result. The arbitrators are too short-handed to perform all the duties expected of them. Since they first arrived in the Expanse, their numbers, limited from the onset, have only continued to dwindle. After analysing the situation in accordance with Amendment FS/893-24 to Decree ORD-037-3N, we have decided to notify you of a tithe violation committed by one of your worlds in the region. This regrettable lapse must be rectified as quickly as possible. The old woman shivers and rubs her augmented hands together with an unnerving creak. Which world was it that had the misfortune of drawing your attention? Thessera, a feral world far from the main routes that was bereft of the Imperium's light, then rediscovered less than 2 centuries ago. It supplies agricultural resources and manpower. If one of my governors missed a tithe payment, I will simply have them hanged and the debt collected. This is not a Von Valentius world. The system is located just outside the border of your protectorate. The Imperium is built upon strict and unfailing abidance by the Lex Imperialis, and a planet's tithe, even one this relatively small, must be provided in full. I hope I can expect a proper reward for my assistance. The Prefect bows to you. The material compensation should satisfy you. An arbitrator will be assigned to you for increased security. Proctor Anthar, front and centre. The Marshal's voice thunders over the arbitrator's ranks as Solomon Anthar marches over to your throne in Cybermastiff at his heel. Fine, I will try not to lose your dog handler. The Emperor protects. The Marshal makes a sign of the Aquila, an emotion so sharp that you could practically hear it cutting the air. The Prefect adjusts her ocular lenses with a weary sigh. And once again, no specifics given, of course, and my reports, nobody ever stops to think. She quickly catches herself and offers you a bow. There are entire worlds given over to administrators' affairs. The literal administrative world. There was, I'm trying to think of the Black Library book. It's Astra Militarum one, and basically there's this it starts off with this guy who's been conscripted into the Imperial Guards, and he's been taken off world, and he knows he's never going to go back to his home world. He's new regiment, they're being shipped off world, and they're taken somewhere. It then switches to like a Administratum office somewhere. It's like an entire, like a hall on a world that's full of halls of just people doing typing work, basically. And it's this one particular Administratum clerk, and he's doing the same thing he does day in, day out. He's doing, and then he for 1 second his mind drifts and he goes, wait, was that last number a 3 or a 2? Shit. Oh well, it probably doesn't matter. Anyway, so this boy this boy and like a squad of 20 men get sent to a world for no reason. They get dropped off in the middle of this like bloodbath. The Astra Militarum's on the world fighting against orcs, and they're losing, and this like dropship just comes in, drops off these 20 guys. Most of them die because they've been dropped in the wrong place. The rest of the regiment isn't dropped at all. They're gone off somewhere else. It just happens that this number just happened to mean that this dropship just had to go to this planet to drop off this 20 men. That's what that was. It was just a typing mistake, and that stuff happens all the time in the Imperium, because the whole of the Imperium is fucking satire. 72 Hours. Yes, that's the one. It's so fucking good. I love that book. I just love the fact that he just got dumped there for no reason. It's such a good preface for, this is just the most pointless death you could wish for. This was a mistake. This was just a typing error. Ah, such a good book. No Space Marines either. Even better. Right, so we've done that bit. We now need to go and back on the ship. Yeah, 72 Hours is a really good book. I love the books about the Adeptus Administratum. What was there's one about the Catachans on a planet being eaten by Tyranids, and I can't remember what that is, but that was really good as well. Is it Death Worlder, I think? Something like that. That was really good. Normally, though, I really like the crime books. I feel like the crime books are... mostly because they go into, like, the workings of the Imperium, which is stuff that you don't tend to see on the tabletop, which is really good. Right, where are we going now? I mean, could go down here. What's this? Heinrichs. Oh, there's Kiava Gammas all the way over there. Shit. Verbose 4 is over this way. Let's go to Verbose 4. A fire broke out on one of the decks during the warp voyage. Blah blah blah. Yeah, I don't care. Hundreds of people died. Eh. They ain't getting any deader. Or maybe they are. I don't know. Skin. Nada. Skin. After analysing the auger data, the officers were surprised to discover the planet was once covered with oceans. Long ago, an unknown cataclysm caused the seas to dry out and turn the world into a lifeless desert. The most amazing discovery of all was the skeletal remains of a colossal ocean organisms, some large enough to be seen from orbit. Life is fragile even for creatures this enormous. Yes. Yes, indeed. Well, that was a boring system. Jesus. I get it. Not every system can have interesting things in it, but woof. That was particularly boring. Ah, a little bit of danger. Okay, we'll make it unsafe. The skin of some crew members have turned translucent, revealing knots of muscle and blood vessels underneath. Worse still, small spider-like insects were seen scurrying inside of them, snow white and sparkling like ice. The transformed could not see the phenomenon in themselves or anyone else, only occasional complaining about a prickly feeling in their extremities. Some were branded as mutants and killed. Survivors reverted back after the vessel emerged from real space. Okay, cool. That's not weird. God, travelling the warp must be literally the worst. It's just the worst way to travel. Pirates. Okay, are we healed? We are healed. Let's go and kill some. Let's go fucking kill some pirates. I gotta be honest. After killing that space station, I don't think I have much fear for space battles. It's really nice to have the Heartless with us, though.
All
That's
stations,
very handy.
report when manned and ready.
Awfully big torpedoes from you. Okay, first things first.
Unleash. Unleash our wrath upon my enemies. Send them into the cold void. Let destruction pour forth.
Okay, let's go that way. That will do. Let's just go and take out these torpedoes just in case.
Let the Empyrean guide us.
Don't think we'll be able to hit them in the rear.
Eviscerate them.
I mean, that was fine. I'm okay with that.
Macro cannons. Annihilate them.
Boom, baby. It's a little thingy, and then hopefully, of course, it would be the other side of it. Never mind. Right, 2 down. That gets recognised as a lost world. I mean, as far as the Imperium is concerned, a lost world is just a world that hasn't paid its taxes in a while. They probably lose worlds all the time. What can I do? Wait, let's first things first.
Send them.
Launch.
Unleash the storm of macro cannons. Send them into the cold void.
Oh.
Got them.
Didn't think that would explode, but okay, sure. Neatos. Didn't think it'd explode quite that quickly. Nothing. Ooh, we got another one. And provision. How many? Right, hang on. 1 provision. That's not worth it. 1 provision. Three of that stuff. How much of it do we have? 5. We could do that. Ship organs have detected a non-native mineral cluster on the planet's surface, probably the remains of an ancient asteroid shower. The substance is valuable, but collecting it would not be easy. The asteroid sits right above numerous underground caverns. The ancient tunnels and vaults are incredibly unstable and would likely not bear the weight of a large group of humans, let alone a shuttle. Take the risk and send a shuttle. The crew's expertise made it possible to collect the minerals without disturbing the ancient caverns. Plasteel is 16. Okay, we'll take both of these. Yeah. And yeah. Boom and boom. Okay, let's go. Mr. Report, your proctor has arrested my voidsman, is demanding his execution. A repeat offender, he says. Please do something, Lord Captain. Who is this voidsman? He's one of mine, not as big of an idiot as the rest of the idlers. He understands the control systems. He can make sense of the readouts. Him? A repeat offender? Bring the detained man to me immediately. I'll personally interrogate him. Consider it done. Ugh. Lord Captain, I beg you to look into this outrage. The cyber horror nearly chewed up my assistant, and one of them has been left without 2 of his fingers. Instead of calming this beast, the arbitrator attacked my crewman. Someone waits for the end of the Master Helmsman's words and coolly turns to you. His crewman is a wanted man, rogue trader. He is accused of subverting sacred tithe shipments, smuggling, kidnapping the Imperium subjects, and bribing officials. Were we not on your flagship, I would have executed the heretic on the spot, but here you are the authority and you are the court. Ravor, did you know about this? If I went sticking my beak into parts of every one of the hundreds of people in my crew, I wouldn't have time to steer your ship. All I know is that when everything went to Grokshit and Rykad Minoris, this one oversaw the work at the docks so that the fools didn't trample each other to death in their panic. And later he ran into a friend at the port of Footfall and they found us some parts within a day. He's even got arms growing out the right places. He might even make it to Junior Helmsman if he keeps it up. Solomon, are you so certain this is the man you're seeking? because I was personally involved in tracking down and purging the shadows of the Abyss crime syndicate to which the perpetrator belongs. The case was in Calixis, the world of Helvetia Prime, but for arbitrators time and distance do not mitigate guilt. The man before you is a former captain of the smuggler ship owned by the Syndicate. Check the Heretic's left arm. Every Syndicate member has a distinctive implant by which they recognise each other. It was the implant signature that Galatio picked up on during his patrols. Accused, do you have anything to say? Long-haired voiceman flinches when you address him. Your ladyship, the governor of Helvetia Prime was a scumbag who abhorred the light of the God Emperor. The things he did to the people under him, we only survived by stealing from him. Or else we'd have ended up in a corpse pit, like 1 in 4 did after a distribution station accident. Once I got out of there, that was it. I was out of this business for good, and when I found myself in your service, I realised it was a gift of fate, and I'd be a fool if I didn't repay such good fortune with my wholehearted toil. How did a criminal from Calixis find his way onto my ship? He was among the servants sent to you by Governor Medina. I've made my decision. I await your orders. Capable hands. Repairing the void ship requires 15% less scrap. Okay. Bravo, this talented voidsman is your responsibility. Should he commit any misdeeds, henceforth you will have to answer for them. Yes, Lord Captain Ravel's disgruntled grimace momentarily dissipates. And this case is closed. With your permission, I'll return to my duties. Woo! Less scrap. Handy. I feel like I've got a good voice for Solomon. He's very gruff. Lord Captain, we have cross-referenced the key characteristics of the system with our astronomical chart data. The planet V-Boys 4 is located here. Problem is, the augurs detect an unusual change in the atmosphere, not unlike a massive release of toxins. It appears that something unfortunate has happened to the planet's underground storage facilities. It's impossible to land safely on the planet just now. Unknown ships are cruising in the system. Maybe for a cog to analyse it, I could decipher the telemetry easily. Xenos. The armory and artillery crews are standing by. We leveled up? No. No. Shame. Shame. Wait, how long before we do level up? Ooh, we're quite close. Pretty close to leveling. Nom. This planet can barely sustain life, and yet searchers discovered a long-lost Imperial colony, one that was cut off from the rest of the galaxy centuries ago. Colonists live in a condition worse than any underhive, yet they still venerate the Emperor and gladly welcome their visitors. Lord Captain receives an invitation from the local ruler, the Archqueen Princeps Domina. Take over the colony. 1 shuttle and 2 rifles should be enough. The Archqueen Princeps Domina fled to the wastelands. This turn of events surprised the locals, but they accepted their new ruler without complaint and eagerly set about gathering their belongings so they might sooner depart for the stars on the metal wings of a heavenly bird. Yay! I've got peoples. I'm sure that will come back to bite me in the arse. Right, before we do anything else, I think this is better, isn't it? 9 points of damage. Yeah. That one? Yeah, that's what we wanted. This is 21. 3 shots dealing 21 damage. Nope, that's worse. 80 points, that's worse. And that's worse. Okay, good. Goodo. Do you want to upgrade... Oh, we can upgrade the RAM. Oh, I don't need to upgrade the RAM. I just want to upgrade the hull. Let's upgrade the hull twice. Then we don't have any scrap left, but that's fine. That's intentional. And you guys are all good. Lovely. Right, let's go. Worst case, everyone dies.
The whispers sound distant. The future is uncertain.
I see.
Steer us to our target. Torpedoes!
No, that's not what we're launching, but thank you.
Let the incandescent beam scorch our enemies!
Okay, good hits. Let us jump. Whoop.
Unleash our wrath upon my enemies. Macro cannons, annihilate them.
Okay, pretty happy with that. Oh, we can do it again.
Let destruction pour
Even happier.
forth.
Still missed. Never mind. That will do. I should have launched them later. Shit, never mind. What the fuck was that? That was lame. Yeah, shoot them instead. Oh, he doesn't like it up him. Right. I'm going to... Wait, can we reach you from there? No. That's a shame. Wait, what if I... Okay. Just gonna
Chart a course.
swing it about, swing it about, swing it about. Then what we can do is we can launch interceptors.
Unleash!
Lazier.
Eviscerate them.
Oh, good hits.
Unleash our wrath upon my enemies.
Good hits.
Let destruction pour forth.
Navigation to blessed plasma fire.
Emblazon our path.
Okay. Where you going, buddy? Where are you sneaking off to?
Let the Empyrean guide us.
Seriously? Okay. Shift. You.
Send them into the cold void.
Miss? God damn it.
Torpedoes, now!
Okay, let's do a wee little jump.
Unleash the storm of
Another
macro
notch
cannon.
on the macro cannon.
Another victory of two
So
great
good.
dynasties, Lord Captain.
Suck my macro cannons. Dark Elder scum. Swift and merciless retribution is proper fate for many transgressors, but the Imperium permits using the convicts for hard labour on distant prison worlds like Verbos 4 to atone for the crimes before humankind. Hundreds of thousands of rogues and lowlifes toil in the mines of Von Valencia's protectorate until death from exhaustion or some other unfortunate accident claims their forsaken souls. Well, let's go and say hi.
The world
Today, the first link will pull the others along with it, and soon the chain will tighten around the neck. But whose? No, I can't see.
Well, that was useless. Thank you, though. This man clawed at his throat right before he died. A caustic ooze gives off a sickening vapour that eats away at the lining of your nose and mouth, making your eyes water. Well, that sounds lovely. Broken and slashed and gutted body is still covered with shreds of planetary warden uniform. The man's body is frozen in a natural pose. The corpse's fingers are crooked and his teeth are bared in a ghastly grimace. Bodies have been twisted into a pose resembling a servile bow and bound with barbed wire.
intriguing.
Clearly see several thin cuts left by bladed weapons on the body. Fresh meat. It is indeed the Drukhari. The tall, lithe Xenos moves with the grace of an otherworldly predator. The creature gives you a dispassionate glance and casually speaks a few words that are immediately picked up by your eludicator. Mercandis Aelith, what is this? Has one of the sisters found an amusing trinket in the ruins and saved it for a special treat for the Archon? Niels takes a quick look over her shoulder towards the platform where a few more silhouettes in tar-black armour can be seen. Seems as his eye was in for a treat. I cannot even begin to fathom where my subject found such exotic beasts, and a talking one at that! Xenos' eyes light up with interest. The monkey understands my speech. Where did you come by a device that can translate our language? Are you trying to impress me by appearing useful? Such words will earn you a bout in the ring at most, without weapons and soon without your skin. Idira spits on the ground. If I'd be one holding the device, she and I would be had words and make sure that stuck-up bitch knew exactly what I think of her. The humans scatter around you on the platform stare as if they've been seen a ghost. The eyes of some betray their fear, others glare with bestial hatred, and yet more look upon you with hope. Who are you? My name is known to everyone on this planet, Monkey. I am Tazara the Deliverer, Tazara the Benevolent, the one who grants respite from the choking grasp of this world. I decide who lives, who dies, and who finds new purpose for their existence in Komorag. Komorag. I'm going to say Komorag. Komorag's many arenas. Surely this is why you have come here, to fight for my ever-changing favour and for the privilege of being the first to be chained. A small group of Xenos who neutralise the planetary defences and manage to ruin an entire world? Impressive! How much would it cost to hire you? The presumption, the stupidity. You have nothing that could satisfy me, Monkey. From the dust behind Tazara comes a cry. The distance between you and the Xenos is too great for the eludicator to interpret the words, but the tone alone speaks of irritation and impatience. Tazara raises her blade and points at you. Tell the other Monkey that whoever slits your throat will depart for this new home ahead of schedule, and tell them to hold nothing back. Tonight they dance for your Marissa herself, the great Archon of the Cabal of the Reaving Tempest. Do you wish to die at this Xenos behest? If we join forces now, we can end their senseless carnage once and for all. Exhausted and defeated faces trade worried glances. The hulking brute next to you hesitates, then spits and brings into a grin. We're gonna die anyway, may as well do it without the heretic's brand. Slay the beasts! Tazara emits a furious scream and takes a step back, signalling to her companions.
You don't dare to disappoint me. If I may.
Do your thing, Idara. Good job. Who can we... you're all behind... Can I actually see it? I don't think I can see anyone here. It's annoying, isn't it? Alright, let's just buff Kibala.
I am a navigator, not a servitor.
Okay, that'll have to do. What I might actually do is just stick here for a turn and get everyone buffed up. I mean, they've got plenty of people to play with at the moment anyway.
What a pitiful sight.
Could I tell? No, I can't do that, can I? Okay, in that case, let's just do a thing. We're just getting buffed up.
Ruin beckons.
Big buffs.
Let's get to it.
That's it. You.
A work for a flesh crafter.
Yeah.
Your last stroke of luck.
Yeah.
There we go.
Was it you? Or what? Of course. There is movement in the Empyrean.
I mean, how far can we get you? Not as far. Okay, we could just lightning you. Let's do special lightning. Special lightning? Special lightning.
The whispers must be appeased.
Feel her foul breath.
And then I'm going to shout
Anything
at
else?
you.
Farewell.
She is here.
Boom.
I'm here, maggot.
I'm going to be honest, these guys are not very impressive.
The pain
Hold on. Let's make it quick. Out of my way.
High momentum.
Ballards, could you... Tell you what, you go
I've
over
seen
here.
worse battles than this in my time.
You go over here, and you...
That's not the Seneschal's job.
Don't like him.
I will do my duty.
He sucks, Abelard. Get him.
Victory is imminent.
Excellent work.
It will be done.
Charge.
At your beck and call.
And then we do this.
I will do my
Yes.
duty.
Excellent. Right, if they pick themselves back up,
At your beck and
they'll
call.
probably try and take a swing at Abelard, and that will be the last mistake they ever make.
You will pay for this in blood.
You know what? I would fucking love a Necromunda game like this. If they could make like an XCOM like Necromunda game like this, I would go fucking mental for that. I would love that shit. I would be like, pump that directly into my veins, please. Pretty please. Adira, would you be a dear?
Will do.
Thank you.
Can I fall back now?
Did you explode? Alright, could have been worse. Just a little explosion, that's fine.
Isn't this a job for the serfs?
You call this a strike?
Me? If you insist, Lord Cap.
I'm bored of this farce, Tazara. Who rules this arena, you or the Monkey? Arconia Marisis. Dracon Mirazai. You know the danger of repeating something. Your word is our command, Archon.
The guilty will fall.
Okay.
It won't take long.
Though they managed to kill a couple of the prisoners, but overall that was very poor.
Understood.
Surviving fighters turn their heads towards you one after another. All eyes, the battlefield are glued to you. Why have you stopped? We aren't done with you yet.
Your struggles are in vain.
Show them no mercy.
Waste of time.
Leto, we're undertaking this task.
Good boy.
Here we go.
Nerty, hello.
Anything else?
No, I'm good.
What an unfortunate turn of fate.
Okay. Pretty. I mean, no one's taken any damage, so I guess that'll do for the minute.
Let's get to it.
Did you actually? You didn't actually manage to hit anyone, did you?
Hold the formation.
Oh, you've actually got quite a lot of hit points over there. More than
The
I
order is
thought.
clear. I'll take it as a priority.
Tried and tested tactics are the best ones. Victory is imminent.
Okay, we'll just start hacking away at you.
It will be done.
Oh, or kill you, either way, that works too. Kibala. Is there any... Wait, how many guys left? Enthrall Gladiator, Enthrall Gladiator. Okay, so there's you there. So we can kill you pretty easily.
I shall not. My blade whispers your
Oh.
name.
You're still alive, I see. It's slightly
The
embarrassing.
shadows come. The other side awaits.
Slightly embarrassing, Kibala.
As the tenets
I
demand.
thought you'd have this shit down already. Go on, another jump.
As honor ordained.
There we go. And a
I
lovely
am not afraid
level up.
to embrace the revelations that make others shriek and cover. That is
Okay.
the difference between me and ignorant filth.
Provocation. At the start of the turn, each enemy in a 4-cell radius. I guess that would be kind of handy. Let's go for the Medicae signal. A lovely Medicae signal. The execution immediately inflicts bleeding 5 on an ally of their choice, including themselves. That ally gains a 5 bonus to dodge, additional movement to bleeding ends for any reason. Okay, they can't use it on themselves though. So let's start on the next turn. The execution gains bonuses to their parameters for every creature, enemy, or ally in combat suffering from the following damage over time effects. I mean, it's fine, but to be honest, she kills stuff so quickly. None of this is particularly useful. I guess I'll go with this. But it's very much a, I guess. Give you power armor, but I don't think that's necessarily that needed. +2 movement points. Maybe. I don't know what else to like give you. Could give you more demolition, I guess. Creature with a blood blessed or bloodstained effect gains +1 damage, 1 stack of this effect. I guess maybe that could be handy. We'll go with that. Three. If you're unyielding beacon stacks, temporary wounds. Yeah, let's grab that one. That one sounds pretty handy. I'm tempted to get regeneration. Like being able to drop loads of... What's foreboding do? That's a cast on an area. I think regeneration. Adira is the ultimate buff bot. First use is being any target marks the target. Enemy targets must pass willpower. The second target during the second use returns the target the position where it was during the first use. Restores its wounds to state they were during. Okay, notch of purpose. Okay, that could be quite handy. So let's get notch of purpose. What does bite do? He dashes that target, performs a special attack, rending damage, plus part toughness, resistance, or double slug. 2 single shots against the target. All enemies in a 2-cell radius deal 5 times familiar strength bonus. Divided by 2% less damage to Cybermastiff, the Overseer, and their allies. I don't think that's necessarily... I'm going to say let's take bite. Let's take bite. What's this? Oh, right, yeah, it's because you've already been used by it. Yeah, that's fine. Everybody here? Hunter Carapace. 45%. Ooh. That sounds pretty good, actually. It's kind of basically what I've got. What have you... You've got 35... Okay, this does actually slow you down. What have you got? Reactive... What does reactive mean? What's reactive? Oh, I see. Right, okay. I mean... Oh, it's actually better than what you've got. It's maybe small, but it is better. You Gimp mask wearing guy. 10%, so that gives you 40% armor. This gives you 45%, which is better. Unless you've got any better armor, but I don't think we do. Well, it's not heavy armor anyway. So that one it is. Okay, we'll go with that. There's also some stuff here. Handy.
The world trembles beneath my feet.
Shredder shotgun. Poisoned Hecate blade. Is that better than the knife you've got, Kibala? It does 15 to 20 damage. 15 to 17. That is 30% armor penetration, though. But she can't use it because she can't use Drukhari weapons.
I tread a path unexplored.
She can't use them so far. Do I want any of this? Nah. Body's missing parts of extremities. It was hacked to pieces with dozens of strikes. Yep, that's where we kept. Wait, is this?
Let's seize the opportunity.
Is that all we need to do here? Those deals, but the raid leader evaded capture. Information about the purging of it has already been sent to the Astropathic Choir. A response may take some time to arrive. It will be on my way to spend time waiting on a poison pit. Okay, I guess we're done. We killed everyone. Job done. The planet is safe. Huzzah! We saved the planet.
The world will bow.
Good job, everyone. Save the planet. We're leaving. Bye. Is waiting in the market for human merchandise. The what? Punishment of Thinkers. 5% damage against Psychers and Navigators. All allies gain 10% critical damage. That does sound quite nice. 10% dodge again. All allies gain 10% critical damage. Well, I think I know what I'm doing. It's this one. Touched by... Show me on the doll where the holiness touched you. So we've done all that. I want the Hallowed... I need a mechanism so I can build the railway. That's what I'm waiting for there. Science of Virtue blocks Rose of Zarcommand, which I don't really care. Well, I don't know. Do I care about toxic damage? I might hold off. I might hold off, you know. You know what I might do is link scan is required. What do you mean scan? Oh. Do it now. There we go. We're going to link all of the Von Valentius planets together. Oh, Captain, urgent report. We have received an astropathic message from Regent Arento Orsilio. The navigators are concerned about the fate of Cassia, who disappeared from Urak 5. The Regent is requesting an update on her current status, and has also inquired about the possibility of a personal meeting to negotiate and to arrange a return of the Lady Navigator to her house. The psycho-emotional coding of the received message betrays acute concern, but it also contains something the Astroparser failed to put into words. If you'll excuse my forthrightness, I feel it's necessary to tell House Orsilio the truth. Otherwise, a conflict with the Navis Nobilitite is possible, which, given the current state of the Cronus Expanse, will only play into the hands of the enemies of the Imperium. Yeah, we'll be honoured to meet in person. I'll see it to it, Lord Captain. The Astropals will transmit your consent. Representatives of House Orsilio will be waiting for you on the capital world, Dargonus. Receiving members of the Navis Nobilitite is always a delicate matter. Please make sure to discuss the details of this meeting with your Chancellor upon arrival. Well, Captain Drukari's ships patrolling the system. Likelihood of slipping past the patrols unnoticed is close to 0. Try to get past the image to the nearest Drukhari ships. Attack it once. Get ready. Others will soon join it. The ship's crew is up to the challenge. Oh shit! Is this the one where they just keep coming?
This void ship will not be defeated.
Question. When did I last save? That would be this save. Cool.
Let destruction pour forth. Unleash our wrath upon my enemies. Send this. Emblazon our path. Let the incandescent beams scorch our enemies. Let destruction pour forth.
Okay. Alright, not bad. Then we can jump away. You can nip over here. And kill that one. The sooner we can knock this out, the better.
Eviscerate them! Unleash!
Sit with boarding. You can't dodge fire, can you? I do like my little interceptors, they are pretty neat. Pretty powerful as well.
Empyrean, take this sacrifice.
Do we have to survive until... Oh, it's number of... I guess we have to survive until the rounds are done. I guess... Let's just... There's much distance between us and them.
Chart a course.
Oh, he's just out of range. Never mind.
Send the...
Oh, unless... No, we'll just do that. Zap. I don't think they can dodge the fighter damage. Which, if so, makes the fighters incredibly good against the Drukhari ships. What are you doing? Oh, ow. Good. We like that.
Send them into the cold void. Unleash the storm of macro cannons. Macro cannons. Annihilate them. Let destruction pour forth.
Let's set you on fire. They are very pretty, aren't they? Okay, that's something.
Unleash the storm of macro cannons.
Okay, alright. Could be better, could be worse. Should be able to kill you. Should be able to kill you. You are on fire. 2 rounds. You take 5 to 10 damage each time. Which is nice. God damn. At least it's taking some of the fire off me.
Steer us to our target.
Let's jump a little bit forward.
Let the incandescent beam scorch our enemies.
Oh, good hits. You're already on fire. How much hit points do you have? 9. I mean, there's a high likelihood that you will just explode. However, let's help that along. Yeah, these things suck. Oh, good. More of them. They're fast. They do shit tons of damage. Especially hate those missile things they have. This is why I hate Dark Elder, or Elder in general. They're so, they just run around and harass you. Ow! God for the Heartless, that's all I can say. How many you got? Did they get 2? Is that just me going mad, or did they just get 2 turns in a row?
macro cannons. Annihilate them. Let destruction pour forth. Unleash the storm of macro cannons. Emblazon our path. Send them into the cold void.
Wow, that's a lot of misses.
Unleash our wrath upon my enemies.
At least that hit.
Torpedoes, now.
Oh, you couldn't go anywhere.
Macro cannons, annihilate them.
I blocked you. Good.
Unleash the storm of macro cannons.
Good. Okay, 5 more turns. Easy peasy.
Eviscerate them.
Excellent. Are they going? I know they're returning, but why are they being so weird about it? Okay, they returned. What are you doing? Return to flagship. I mean, it's fine. At least we can blow you up. Oh, nice.
No one can outmaneuver House or
Lance
Celio.
weapon. Shit, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. I'll take it. Now we've cleaned out the entire system. Sweet. It's yellow, which means it must be good. And we can repair. Only 6 scrap to... Oh. See, all these buffs I've got for making scrap repair costs less. 2 plasteel, not really worth the effort. Jesus, 7 flamers. Jesus Christ, guys! Wait, did everyone... No, you didn't level up. Did you level up? Oh, you did level up. Oh, good. All hands on deck. Get all hands on deck. And Imperium store? Okay. Good to know. Bit by bit. No, where's... Hang on. Journal. Where's bit by bit? All rumours. Hang on. If I go to all the shit I have... Is it this one? Here we go. The 7th Omnissiah assembled the parts of the ancient mechanism. Quiet clicks sounded from within. The cogs stirred into motion. The metal plates, the architect compass parted, releasing a cascade of golden rays. A hololithic projection shines between the rays. A model of the star system Mu-Ro 79. One of the worlds is marked with an unknown system symbol. Mu-Ro 79. Okay, keep that in our heads. Two-player steel, don't think that's worth it. Mu-Ro 79. Where the fuck is that? Is it somewhere we've already been? Is it somewhere new? I don't think I've seen it. Must be a new one. Okay. So we've been all the way over here. What's that one? Go to Tharessa. Why? Is there a particular reason? I don't know. Well, it's telling me to go, so I probably should. Okay, we go. Oh, we need to scan here, don't we? Okay. We'll set a deadly course. It's probably fine. What's the worst that can happen? Enemies of humanity aboard the ship. At the head of the assault is a cursed traitor, a Chaos Space Marine, followed by enraged demons. Oh no. We'll deal with it. I don't want to give them shit. It's fine. We'll go and beat them. We're going to stamp a Chaos Space Marine out here. Wasn't it for the tax? Oh yes, yes it was. Yes, you're right. It was the tax thing. Yeah. Need to get our tax.
Intriguing.
Gentlemen, I
fear
believe
you not, for I am fear incarnate.
I believe there was a small issue aboard the ship that I had to attend to. I've arrived. I'm here. I've come to say hello. Oh, come here. Where's the burp? Burp. Here. I'll stay in the back somewhere. Where's Abelard? There he is. Okay. That should be fine. Get a good old start there. Let's give
I'm not
Abelard
accustomed to being ordered around.
a nice little buff. Ooh, you know what? We could give a walk to...
Isn't this a job for the serfs?
Yeah, Adira's friends, yeah, they are very similar.
Stop it!
Ow.
Stop mocking me.
Is that all you got? Pitiful.
Let's test our skills, Glato.
Nom him.
It won't take long.
Concentrated fire. Let us do this. Oh, are you gonna hit me? Ooh, you little shit. Alright, tell you what, attack
One
him.
of us would be enough.
Good job. Then we're just gonna block.
Accepted.
Brace yourself, Avalon.
They're just roaring at me and it stings. Okay, let's go for a generation. We definitely want to do this.
On it.
Let's do a
But
heal.
of course.
Too weak for this mission.
Oh. Okay, Adira may have killed herself.
Laughable.
That is somewhat problematic.
Purpose guides me.
Oh, she killed herself and summoned a demon at the same time. Wow, that is a bold play, Con.
Aim for the heart next time.
Okay. Let's do a little bit of that. And then we'll hit you. Yes. We'll do that one. And let's take a swing.
Indeed. That is simply right.
Your efforts amuse me.
I will do my duty.
I need no guidance.
Okay, let's do some of that. Well, if Adira hadn't exploded,
Purpose guides me.
this would have been better.
One step closer.
At least we could do Medicaid signals, so we will heal up anyway. That's something. You can get a death sentence. For all the good it's going to do. Can you stop shouting at me, please? What are you doing? Oh, lovely, thanks. That's great. Okay, you are... Ooh, you're bleeding quite heavily, which is great. Could I just...
I shall
kill you?
not.
Death is a blessing.
The answer to that is yes. Destroying...
Trust me. My blade whispers your name.
Okay, pretty happy with that.
Killing brings me no pleasure.
Okay, handy, but I don't want to waste the jump, so I'm not going to.
It will be done. Victory is imminent.
Let's do all of this. Then I'm going to hit you.
It will be done. One fewer target.
Splats. I'm going to
Indeed.
charge you over here. That way, hopefully, they will try and kill you. Okay, need to kill that. Who am I going to do to kill that guy? get you over here. Sweet.
Me? If you insist, Lord Captain.
Solomon, if you could maybe shoot that guy, that would be
The
great.
order is clear. No heretic escapes punishment.
Nice. Let us what curse that guy. I would do this, but well, it would hit very much. You know what? That's
If I may.
sure. It hit Kabbalah a little bit, but is that it? Is that what you got? You managed to shoot one of your own guys. Good job. Good job, idiot. What were you thinking?
Gleto, we're undertaking this task.
Tasty boy.
I'll take it as prize target eliminated.
Good job, buddy.
I shall repay your strike, shan't I?
What's this do? If I move you over here, then I go, that's an order. Alright, did nothing, that's fine.
Purpose guides me.
Abelards, I want you to go and punch that Chaos Space Marine in the face. Thank you. What a treasure he is. Okay, Kabbalah, I need you to kill that Bloodletter.
in silence.
You've already killed 2 of them. Okay, you've already got
As
that because
honor
you still
ordains.
got... Wait, do you still have that? Reckless Abandon. Yes, you do. Lovely. Right, so we've got the
The
extra
shadows
bleed.
will see it down. Let your soul be purged.
He's having a bad
Trust
time.
me, death is a blessing.
He had a really bad time.
As the tenets demand,
Sproing.
I shall not fail.
Sproing. Hey, buddy, looks like all your friends are dead.
Let the blood of the wicked be shed as
That's unfortunate, isn't it?
Will.
29 bleed. 38 bleed. 48 bleed. Oh, and he's dead. All good. Let me guess, this guy's got literally nothing on him. Oh, you know what? I stand corrected. He's got a bolter and a frag grenade. I mean, the bolter's actually pretty good. So you can only use it if you're a space marine, so completely bloody useless.
Powers unseen uncover my path.
Conrads! Thank you very much. Come on, Cassia. Come on. Come on. It is a word. I think you only fight word bearers in this. So that wasn't even that difficult. I mean, it was a shame that Adira exploded, but you know, what you gonna do? It's you know, hashtag just Adira things. Sometimes she explodes. That's just, you just gotta accept it. Adamantine. Both of these could be handy. Okay, we'll take both of those. Tell you what have we got contracts-wise? Can we do all of this? People, we'll get Promethium and chemicals, sure. Race to top, sure. We don't have enough people. Never mind. That's what... That's what you get. Rogue Trader on. I mean, people... I don't know. I play it on normal because I think the story is the most interesting thing, but I know people that play it unfair, and it's not. By the sounds of it, if you play it in a particular way, it's not that difficult. But of course, that kind of then goes into the meta, and at which point you're now playing to beat the game rather than because you want to enjoy the game, which. Maybe. For some people that is the fun, right? Tiny colonies buried in an enormous yawning pit. The edges of the civilian structures barely visible even from the shuttle. Explore. The settlement was destroyed when the colonists, the ground swelled up under it. The forlorn bones of the dead colonists are strewn amidst the rubble. On the edge of the crater, the scouts discover a tunnel entrance. Apparently there was an explosion in the cavities underneath the town, whose unsuspecting people fell instantly into the chasm. Open as a result. Near escaping more was a shuttle, overturned and blackened by a blast, forever motionless. Investigate the tunnel. A living snare. Deep beneath the rubble, the scouts uncover the remains of warehouses, depots, and an inveritable maze of suspicious tunnels gated with airlocks. Judging by the flattened containers within a half-effaced markings, the impressive vast subterranean city belonged to a smuggling syndicate. Living said something against 50% weapon skill, strength deals 150 more damage. Apprehend target, always cancel its movement. Okay, investigate the schedule. Lying next to the shuttle is an empty bomb containers and corpses clad in characteristic armor. The Voidcraft belonged to the Adeptus Arbites. Surviving records suggest it was the arbitrators who planted the explosives and collapsed the tunnel on top of the dwellers. Searching the papers, you find the demolition plans. The arbitrators knew that detonating the tunnels would bury the colony, but prioritised eliminating the criminals and preserving the lives of ordinary settlers. The documents also include a map of the Cronus Expanse containing the encrypted data. It appears the arbitrators were aware of another smuggler's cache, but in a different system. Ooh. Ooh. Okay, is this thing better for you? Where is you? What does that do? Okay, that feels like it's better. That feels like it's better. Have we been to all these? Okay, I've been to you. I think I've been to this one. Did I go to the ice world? That's the one I went to, isn't it? Already explored. Hang on. Already explored? Already explored. Already explored. Been to all. Good. Okay, good. Fine. Bloody Adira. Stop exploding yourself, Adira. It's silly. Message from Achilles Scalander on Dargonus. He closely studied the data of the incursions on Vabos 4, including the mentions of their Xenos leader. He promised to direct the efforts of his aides to identifying these enemies of humanity so the location can be determined. Master Scalander is also reporting that the Drukhari are getting ready for more attacks on your territory. Information from his aides continue to arrive, and Achilles will personally report to you the moment the target of the upcoming raid becomes clear. The Drukhari excel at catching their opponents off guard. There will be little time to mount a response. According to Master Scalander, your personal participation in defense will be the best strategy given the circumstances. This Master Helmsman Ravol. The crew is grumbling again, but they've right reason this time. Our analytics systems have gone completely bonkers. The red robes, tech priests, are blaming the anger of the machine spirits. Allegedly, this is how they profess their displeasure at the crew for not being worshipped. We have largely managed to stabilise the output of the augers and all spexes across the ship, but you should know there is something is awfully sketchy about the machine these days. I can confirm, Lord Captain, the vessel's analytic systems were behaving incorrectly for a time. The cogitator would not produce statistical data and would display meaningless numeric combinations instead. The augers failed to correctly analyse matter and mistook solids for liquids and vice versa. Thanks to Tech Brief's efforts, standard operation of the ship's mechanisms have been restored, and I am still registering sporadic reports of similar malfunctions, but we should now be able to handle them. Ship's augers register an emission of an unknown radiation in one of the chambers. As a result, some of the voidsmen now have glowing irises, which has proven to be quite beneficial in the performance of their duties. The vessel's confessors are in doubt and suggest it may be an outward sign of corruption. Nah, glowing eyes is fine. Fear provoked by the eerie glow of the voidsman's eyes gripped the lower decks. Many of the afflicted vanished, most likely victims of ruthless vigilante justice. Those whose eyes burned the brightest did not survive the translation to real space, while the rest was struck with severe illness. Never mind. Lord Captain, we've received a voxcast from Thasera. The signal quality is rather poor, but the meaning is clear. The world is expecting your ladyship's arrival. Great festivities have been arranged, and a delegation led by the planetary governor is ready to give you a welcome worthy of an honoured guest. Yes, but there's a destroyed ship here. Scrap box, you say? That one. Did we just get 50 scrap? I presume so. Lovely. Alright, let's go and check the system before we go. Have a nose. Amid the lifeless rocks and lava lakes, the ship's augurs have detected something resembling buildings. There is something off with their outlines, but the presence in and of itself suggests there may be some valuable to uncover among the ruins. Send a scouting team. Scouts are able to discern Imperium symbols on the buildings, deformed and fused together by high temperatures. The ore mining structures tell a sad story. Centuries ago, the planet and all its riches perished beneath the radiance of the system's expanding sun. Promethium. Yeah, go on then. Alright, a mostly boring system. Let us land at the High Fortress. Really looking forward to their Inquisitor CRPG. Alcat do some really good RPGs. Gotta give it to him. Dark Heresy, yes. Christ, they could play a little bit more in tune, couldn't they? A richly dressed man riding a sinewy horse breaks off from the procession. When he approaches, you immediately notice a strange detail. The man's face is pinned to his head with precious fastenings that stretch the skin across his skull. Celestial guests, there is no higher honor for us than to extend our hospitality to such noble eminences. Her Celestial Highness, the rogue trader, and an illustrious judicator of the Imperium, all of Thasera clamours and trembles and cheers. Ruludo, the fair-faced governor of Thasera, at your service. Thank you for the courteous welcome, Governor. However, we have come here to address a grave concern. But of course, your Celestial Highness, it would be my pleasure to discuss whatever topic you have in mind. That said, you have such a long and perilous journey behind you. Like any self-respecting host, I first must propose... A smaller figure steps out from the rider's shadow, dressed in a motley attire of a court fool and wearing a sneering mask. My name is Bluff. I am Lord Ruldo's good mood. I tickle his governorship with a well-spouted jest and itty-bitty gossip, and now I merrily doff my cap to our celestial lords and ladies and hand them here, the key to Thasera, as a token of our boundless loyalty. The fool bows and offers you this as a gift. Strike the fool. Mind your place, peasant. You miss your mark as the fool jumps away with surprising agility, dancing and jeering as he goes. Oh, the embarrassment. The governor leans down from his horse and grabs the fool's hand, having wrenched the key from the bluff's grasp. Radon raises his hand to strike, and the fool quickly backs away. Finally, the governor offers the key to you with a reverential bow. Key to Thessara. Look at the governor. The governor's heavy gold-stitched jacket adds a certain presence to his figure, but it cannot hide how poor of a rider he is. The way his boots dig into the horse's sides, his hands fiddling with the reins, the trembling fingers all speak of nervousness and a lack of control. What happened to your face? Ruldo touches his stretched out countenance. Ah, this is a fine tradition that I myself brought to this world. You see, there is a way to tame the merciless passage of time. All you need is to find young and healthy face, appropriate it, and attach it over your own fading skin. The local nobility eagerly look to this art of extending one's life and youth. And I, once a celestial lord myself, now promote this custom by personal example so I may showcase its wonderful properties. A fine tradition indeed. I hope the subjects are conscious when you peel their skin off. I would love to attend such a procedure myself sometime and enjoy the show. All those eyes nearly pop out from the sockets at your words. He gulps and nods awkwardly. Abelard, announce the purpose of our visit to these provincials. Abelard clears his throat. Her Ladyship, Ricoina Dread von Valentius, inheritor of the greatest protectorate of the Cronus Expanse and bearer of the Sacred Warrant, has graced Thessara with her presence in order to discuss matters pertaining to the planet's tithe. Enough. According to Data Protocol Calixis Segmar UX11-4, this Mu class planet type feudal Asamera rating, that's its strategic value to the Imperium, as a form of alphanumeric code that ranges from A0 to Z1000. E874 was assigned a tithe grade of Solutio Extremus. Exactus Extremus, the harshest of tax burdens, has not yet provided its due tithe amount in full. You have violated the Lex and are hereby under investigation. You are to present all related customs reports and shipping manifests immediately. The proctor's voice carries no emotion, and Glato silently bares his teeth, completing the image of the impeccable hand of justice that has just arrived with Thessara. I am most flattered by your attention, esteemed Judicator, and by the opportunity to serve the Imperium with even greater dedication than before. Speaking of dedication, we have already conducted a thorough inspection to see which scribe it was that bungled the tithe calculation. Fear not, the scoundrel shall soon be... Excuses are the hallmark of the guilty. Do not make your situation worse, Governor. Rodolo clasps his hands together and says meekly, "Of course, Master Adjudicator, I will provide you with all the documents as soon as our internal review is complete. I assure you, it won't take long and the report itself will be exhaustive." I believe there was something else the esteemed Governor wished to say. "Thank you, Your Celestial Highness. We know your journey here must have been an arduous one. As a sign of our appreciation, we have prepared a veritable constellation of enjoyments in your honour. We humbly invite you to taste our amasek along with our finest dishes, and may you likewise savour some of the local entertainment. One of the court ladies will accompany you, so not to let even a single word or wish of yours linger without attention." A thin woman emerges into the torchlight, looking at you with a mixture of fear and awe. Her diminutive figure is practically drowning in her velvet and silk dress, and a resplendent necklace of blue stone adorns her neck. "Maeve, my celestial lady, at your service." Solomon leans closer and says in a lowering voice, "Based on my experience, I say we have been assigned a spy under a pretense of generosity, but this is a good thing. We will use this young woman as a source of information about the world, for now. It will be wise to play along and question her thoroughly once we are away from prying ears." "Your face is your own. Why is that?" "Such living master privilege of the high nobility. I may not be a commoner, but to be entitled to a change of face, that is something I have yet to earn." Maeve casts a fascinated eye over the nobles, whose faces, insomuch as they are theirs, are stretched tight over their metal fixtures. Many of their mouths are frozen in a natural smile. It's hard to tell whether this is a consequence of the tightness or simply an eager show of delight. "Look at this one. She has barely risen above the bottom, and already she shoots for the privileges of the top. Greedy hands are wont to get chopped off. You mentioned entertainment. Tell me more. Tadu the Scorched is hosting a public trial for a few guilty wretches today. I also overheard that nobles of Thessara are preparing for a special gift for you. Besides those, our Clockwork Orchestra, the only one on Thessara, will be playing all evening. And of course you will have to see the crowning jewel of Lord Radulo's collection, the Clockwork Monsters. Little beasts like to play. People are their favourite prey. Champ and chomp and munch and crunch. Look, it snapped your head away. Screams and tears and gore and more. Happy beastie, happy day. Fascinating. How did you manage to acquire something like that? Even the Sorrow sees visits from time to time, Your Celestial Highness. Once an entire delegation from a foreign world arrived with these clockwork performers in tow. We were immediately smitten by them. Sadly, our musicians have now fallen into a sorry state. Thessara's humid air makes their preservation difficult, you see. We don't have a single crimson-clad holy man or woman left. All we can do now is offer up prayers of our own, burn oils, and do everything else the old writings say, even though we have no hope of understanding them. Judging by the stench, the servitors, or more specifically the parts of them made flesh, will not last much longer. Slime oozes from rust holes, every other lifeless eye is adorned with cataracts, and their mouths are like corpse dumps filled with shards of rotten teeth. Every wrong note the instrument plays is accompanied by a mournful screeching of servo motors and sparks flashing from dangling wires. What an exquisite necklace! I think it would look better around the neck of your celestial lady. Maeve gasps. With trembling hands she removes her necklace and offers it to you with a curtsy. Whenever the wearer triggers Perils the Warp, they gain a 15 temporary wounds. Do not provoke. Whenever the Perils the Warp is triggered, a demon is summoned. Okay, well that sounds bad. Lord Ruldo generously gave it to me. The stone is a Thessaratium shard, the rare crystal of our planet is famed for. Truly, my celestial lady is more deserving of such a gift. Well, well, our celestial lady is not one to mince words. She up and tells the specks on the soles of her shoes where they belong. Yawn. Me fidgets anxiously with her dress. Perhaps my celestial lady would like to attend the feast or the execution? I can tell by what I'm hearing that our executioner has already lit up the Phesmophorus, ready to give the condemned a warm welcome, which means the governor's official scoop collector, that's me, has a whole lot of important business to get to, and so I must leave you now, good sirs and ladies, lest I miss out on a hot batch of juicy tales. Terribly pleased to meet you all, honoured judicator. Fluff grasps Solomon's hand and gives it a vigorous shake. Before you can even blink, the Cyber Mastiff beside him sinks his teeth into Bluff's forearm, jerking it back and forth in a fury. The attack lasts only for a moment, but when Glato lets go, the fool's limb is already torn to shreds. With a cry of pain, Bluff leaps away and melds into the roiling crowd. Solomon ruffles Glato's neck and turns to you. Feudal worlds are very known for their bureaucratic precision. Reconnaissance on the ground will tell us more than any report. Hasty scribbled down by these blockheads. I suggest we attend this trial and see some local justice in action. Can't wait to meet some kindred spirits? Just professional intuition, shall we go? If it will help the investigation, we should not dally. I'm pleased to see you prefer to continue our mission over the idle pastimes of this world. Some elements of the crowd staring at you with wonder and trepidation. So, Celestial Lady, your coming is a historic event for these people. They will be watching your every step, and your actions may well transform their lives in this undeveloped world. Well, what can I say? I am an influencer.
Embrace true power.
The holder of the key to all destinies. Balance tower can lose your eyes, your ears will pop. Well, that sounds unfortunate.
How fascinating.
A bitter end. The Vizier. Would he be proud?
I tread a path unexplored.
Jesus. Someone didn't want someone coming back here.
Just as he ordained.
I do what I must.
Cyber Eagle, a two-hand sword. Targets hit with this maul will suffer a number of static charges equal to the damage dealt by the attacker. When all damage with this stats kill, there's shock damage equal to the number of static charge stacks. Okay. Interesting.
The world trembles beneath my feet.
As you approach, the nobles bow gracefully. Their sewn-on faces are wrapped tightly around their skulls, and their eyes gleam with earnest subservience. One dares to address you. "Oh, celestial lady, grace us with your regard. When my brother and I heard of your arrival, we immediately sought to surprise you with an exceptional gift. The ancient scrolls tell of a wonder, a clockwork sage by the name of Kogikor, who knows the answer to all questions, can make other machines do its bidding, and may even predict the future. My brother and I have borne many hardships. We've managed to acquire the magic contraption for our much-cherished guest." The box in front of you, presumably the Kogikor they speak of, exudes a strong odour of ritual oils. Made of thin planks, it's covered in so many purity cells it seems to be held together by them alone. A stack of flimsy rough paper lies on top. There is a mica planner with a malachite button attached to the front. A thin slit is visible amongst the buttons. Abelard sighs and leans over to you. Sometimes, when information reaches the more backward worlds, it undergoes strange metamorphoses in the minds of the unfortunate, regrettable, parochial lay people. Have mercy, Lord Captain. They probably have been trying to please you. Listen to the sounds coming from the box. There's a barely audible breathing coming from the box. Whoever is inside wants very much not to be noticed. Gato stalks towards the box and bares his fangs, while Solomon frowns grimly at the device. Really? Then again, what else could we expect from this ignorant world? Break the box. I heard that Kogikors are truly indestructible. Let's see if the tales were true. The box thin walls splinter under your blows. The ink-stained body of an old man falls to paving stones. The two noblemen look away nervously, but they do not risk fleeing your wrath. Kill one of the brothers. You dare mock the celestial lady? How far away am I from... Ooh, 164. Okay, so we need like 36 more.
Intriguing.
36 more heretical points. Good boy. Bloody sacrament. Ooh. That feels pretty good. So what does it do? 15 to 19 damage. Area attacks in the mall create a smoke cloud. All creatures that enter this area must pass toughness, strength, and willpower resistance tests with a -40 penalty. I very rarely punch people, but if I did, I guess it would be handy.
The world will bow.
Ruby, some of my that's YouTube. For some reason, they just like mucking them up. I try and go through and fix as many of them as possible, but
that's going in my personal file.
Scattered in front of the blacksmith. The objects are familiar, but the poor craftsmanship. It's difficult to tell what they intended to be. Yeah, okay, I'll fix them, and then I go back and I'll find they're all out of order again.
I
The horses glance at you with odd curiosity. One of them pulls its muzzle closer and clacks its teeth, almost too hungrily and greedily for a harmless herbivore.
Powers unseen uncover my path. The Vizier.
Judging by his attire, the
Would he
man
be
was of
proud?
high social standing. Someone has
I?
carefully and skillfully peeled the skin off his face.
An expected result.
Ooh. That could be handy. So what does that do? Cyber Raven gains 15 willpower. Right. Enemies affected by the relayed psychic power must pass an agility test, become more slowed. Right. If the enemy is already slowed, it must be passed an agility test to test them over. Okay. Guess that could be handy. Who's there? Is that the Celestial Lady herself? You shouldn't have come here. Weird thing to say, but also I am very suspicious that might be the case.
Experience? Nothing matters more.
Embrace true
There's definitely
power.
something rotten
Nothing's
to
impossible for
Sarah.
this old officer.
Let's see. Man with face wearing someone else's face. Weird hungry horses. Let's face it, every planet in the Imperium is slightly fucking weird.
As a child, I was captivated by the chronicles of the feudal world Urban II. Knights clad in shining armor riding their fine steeds, battling enemies of humanity, and holding feasts after their victories. But this world has only grey and mud.
The same is true for many worlds in the Imperium, Lady Cassia. You should accustom yourself to that fact.
What do we have here? 150% more damage whenever it's protected. Whenever its protected ally dodges or parries an attack, the Cyber Mastiff gains 6 temporary wounds and deals 12% more damage for 1 round. Does not stack. But each subsequent use around increases its cost by... What does protect do? It attempts to run to the ally. It does not have enough MP. Once reaching the ally, so makes against adjacent enemies. So Cyber Mastiff. Okay, all right, okay, all right. That's legit. We like that.
The world trembles beneath my feet.
The Lacerex's ribs are heaving, thick saliva dripping from the long tongues. The creatures must be terribly thirsty on this hot evening.
An expected result.
Chronicles of Fate by Gregorius Fault. I am impure, my body is impure. Vital fluids, not my own, are stirring within me, as though wood-boring beetles were digging their filthy tunnels through my frame. I must destroy this vice. I must squeeze it out. It is customary to replace an old vessel. I have replaced my rotten cage with chambers of gold, yet I still feel filthy. For if the contents are spoilt and not merely the shell, then what can be done to achieve redemption? My face is burning, a borrowed face, a weak face. I may take off the fetters of my skin and cleanse its inner side of vice. Take it away, O Emperor, take it away and give me a new cage. Yep, cool.
Compared to naval service,
Seems
that's
very
barely a
normal.
Seize the
challenge.
opportunity.
How do we get over there? Could we get over there from there? Oh yes, there's a ladder. Okay, everyone back.
Nothing's impossible for this old officer.
Cassia? Oh, sorry, it's Maeve. Right, everyone come over here. What is it? Judging by the deep scratches, there used to be a makeshift bridge here. If you could put something in its place, you could try and cross. Okay. It's sturdy enough, but it's woefully short. Rusty sheet vine could be easily reached the other side of it, but it's unlikely to hold a person's weight.
I tread a path unexplored.
Okay, the third one. Build a bridge. Come on, Abelard.
A
Unexpected
revelation was sent to me.
Ow. Ow. Okay, 4MP and drop perfect tax. Okay. Okay. We do get a bit of a dodge penalty. What's our dodge at the moment? 110. What would it be with this? 75. How much armor we get? The same. Your agility is more than 50. You get 15 toughness. I guess you could wear. I mean, I don't really. Yeah, I genuinely don't think that's that good. Definitely not worth getting exploded for. Oh well. Where's our dock?
Whisper and be heard. Your time has not yet come.
I'll remember this.
There is life in you yet. Use it wisely.
Your help suffices. Time to leave.
The dead know nothing, and neither do the ignorant.
The healing is much appreciated.
The world will bow.
Yeah, that faff was not worth it for GTR.
Compared to naval service, that was barely a challenge.
Look around. The sculptor's mechanical hands crawl over the rough stone. Their many jointed metal fingers remain in constant motion. Even now, you recognise your own features in the unfinished piece. It seems someone commissioned a statue of you the moment you set foot on the planet. The old man turned his wrinkled face to you, and you see crystals where his eyes should be. Is my celestial lady here to gaze upon her destiny? Alas, my creation is not yet completed. Your hand-on magnet are most impressive. Such implants are impossible to come from in a feudal world. Where are you from? Lord Ruldo had my limbs replaced before he took me from my home planet. It was so long ago I have since forgotten what my land is like to the touch. The sculptor's mechanical arms are pierced by sticky tubes and the elbow joints have all but worn down. It must be a decade since the implants were last serviced. Such neglect often poses a serious threat to the person's life, and yet the old man's skin looks relatively healthy in the spots with the flesh and metal meat. This man appears to belong to a rare variety of psyker. Biomancers capable of recovering from even otherwise deadly wounds and diseases. I'm here to look at the sculpture. What has my destiny got to do with it? When I sculpt, your celestial highness, I see people's destinies in the forms I create. The visions that come to me shape not only stone, but the person's fate as well. Your image was indistinct when it appeared before me, and my work is not yet done. What do you wish to behold? Adira clutches her head and wheezes. Be wary when toying with destiny. What gives a boon now will come back to collect later, so may the opposite be true. To harvest sweet fruits in the future, one must first drink one's fill of bitter things. Watch your words. Solomon, how would you prefer to see me portrayed? Solomon, who has been intently scrutinising the sculptor, frowns and hesitates to answer. Noticing your expectant gaze, he suddenly mutters, I wish for it to be perfectly matched reality. Averting his eyes, he growls, I don't know about this art of yours. The glorious deeds of my future. Your very nice path has been carved into stone. Images of future deeds are distracting you from here and now, but someday these fantasies will become reality. Reduce the character's fellowship into the end of the mission on Thessara. Oh, lovely. The sculptor's hands scuttle over the stone like large metal spiders. Somehow his sightless gaze envisions the exact vision of you and that you wish to see. Your destiny will soon be complete, my lady. I will have it delivered to your starfaring vessel. Are you a psyker? My Lord Governor calls me a foreteller and a creator. Others a wicked sorcerer, but there is no cause for concern. My abilities are sanctioned. I am pure before the Emperor's celestial eye. He gestured the tubes at the back of his head as if to prove the truth of his words. Can you tell me about the material you're working with? This is Thessatium, a fascinating stone born from the bowels of this planet. Like any other kind, it bends and melts beneath the sculptor's tool, but for the sculpture to come to life in earnest, they must put their soul into it. One of the hands emerges from behind the statue and gently touches his hand, his head, seemingly of its own volition. Wait, one of the hands emerges from behind the statue, and the soul, however, obtains calluses. The more sculptors work, and mine has long since become covered in scabs. Lord Captain, all this about the soul, that wasn't a metaphor, you know. This one channels his own mind through the stone and then sees what it becomes of it. You should be careful around that sorcerer. I don't like how Mispers have taken a fancy to him. Did you capture the Governor's destiny in sculpture too? Xar stretches in a cryptic smile. I have made thousands of statues for Ruldo, but Thessara's stone flesh can never seem to state his great ambitions. Okay, skull skirts and yeah, fine.
So shall it be. I'm still new to the art of exploring.
Over.
Armor of Iron Will. There are blocks and attack. All adjacent creatures must pass. It's only 30 armor though. Probably not worth it.
Color the uncolored. I'll chart a course for you.
Stop wittering and give me your stuff. Well, that looks fun. See a man with a cruel grimace on his face and hands, disfigured by burn marks. Behind him stands a ghastly-looking iron mechanism bearing the likeness of a saint. Flames lick at the smouldering eye sockets and mouth, which are fixed in a silent scream. The man, clearly the executioner, bows his head. The very messengers of the sky have come to decide our fate. We are honoured, your celestial highness. Who are you? I am Tadu the Scorched, a slaughterman of the 5th generation, a humble disciple of the Iron Saint you see before you, your celestial highness. Master Tadu knows only mercy, and his hand is unfailingly firm in the sacred cause of administering justice. Maeve is careful to keep her posture straight, but her frightened gaze is deliberately averted from both the executioner and the mechanism behind him. What is this structure? This instrument of punishment is a personification. Stop pressing the button. There we go. Of the great Phesmophorus the Martyr, who accomplished the legendary feat of slaying 300 heretics. Fairly sure I've killed more than that. As is glorious tradition, all mutants who affront the Emperor's gaze and stain the face of Thessara must enter the Saint's iron embrace. Whenever justice is served, hundreds flock to the Phesmophorus, eager to witness the magnificent spectacle. You have just confessed that your semblance of justice serves not as a demonstration of lawful authority, but as deterrence to your subjects, but as entertainment. Solomon utters the last word with disgust, as though there could be no foul profanity. Who's inside the statue right now? Another heretic who violated the holy laws of Thessara, and since his body has already turned to ash, such will be the fate of his name as well, to be scattered to the winds, and may everyone again be to defile the lips of any who live upon our sacred world. Never again defile the lips. Maeve looks ready to faint. She seems both terrified and nauseated by this sacred rite that has drawn so many onlookers. I missed such a glorious display. Do you have anyone else left to burn, perchance? There was but one of the first bodies to set to stoke the Phasmophorius. Is going to be a lot busier now. As if to confirm the man's words, the fire-breathing saint expels a puff of acrid smoke. While our hero has been reduced to ashes, let us meet the next participant in our performance. Two people, or something resembling people, are pushed onto the stage. They are mutants, hideous parodies of humanity forever tainted by the infections of the flesh. One of them is dressed in stained yet expensive clothes, the other wears the tattered uniform of the local guards. Your Celestial Highness, behold, two lonesome heretics who blemish the very face of Thessara with their existence. Tadu chuckles, but his sneer is completely devoid of mirth. The degree of their guilt may vary, but they both deserve to enter the blazing bowels of the Phasmophorius for the worst of their transgressions, distorting the sacred face of humanity. But since his face has graced us with such lofty visitors, I eagerly cede the right to punish these miscreants to you, your Celestial Highness. Contrary to his honeyed words, the executioner's voice betrays his poorly concealed displeasure. Cassia pursed her lips when she noticed the onlookers staring at her hands, eyes and neck. Many point their fingers shamelessly in her direction, others spit at her feet in disgust. Her chin raised high, the Lady Navigator adjusts her forehead adornment with her clawed hands. She squares her shoulders, lets out a breath and glares at the crowd with condescension. What do you mean by the degree of their guilt may vary? The dude fixes you with fanatical stare. One of them, despite being one of the highest lords of Thessara, spat on our world's customs by refusing to alter his destiny. The other did change his fate, even though he was just a lowborn wallowing in the mud. What in Alex's name did I just hear? Solomon raised his voice slightly, indicating that the unusual passive arbitrator is profoundly indignant. I normally have no trouble passing judgment in this case. I don't even know where to start. What was the opulent dressed mutant's crime? Ah, a rotten stain upon the noble families. He was hiding in his manner to conceal his deformities, but had trouble keeping his mouth shut, proliferating filth in tax that later sent out with his servants. He declared the choice of one's own fate to be slavery, cast aspirations on the very traditions of the world, was insolent, swore profanely, condemned those who had chosen a new destiny. Luckily he has no heirs, and today his cursed bloodline should be put to rest once and for all. The richly garbed mutant moans something. You notice stitches on his disfigured face. The zealous servants was evident in hurrying to silence the condemned man early and sewed his twisted mouth shut. What did the mutant in the guard's uniform do? A thief, a brigand and a murderer. There is no way to list all the crimes laying on this freak's conscience. However, his willingness to change his destiny against all odds merits this mutant at least some honour. Despite his feeble-mindedness and simplicity, he had enough sense to obscure his countenance with hoods and helmets until he made his way from beggar to guard. It was not long before his excessive passion for fighting and stabbing gave him away. The mutant utters a foul curse under his breath and then immediately gives you a frightened look and falls silent. The mere sight of the Celestial Lady seems to instill reverent awe in the common residents of Thessara, as well it should. Yawn. What makes you think I want to involve myself in your petty affairs? Burn them. I'm ready to announce my decision. The word of a distinguished guest is law. We are all trembling with anticipation. Maeve seems to have reined in the emotions that are overtaking her. She casts a timid glance at you as she awaits the verdict. Let them both burn. I knew your blood runs hot, your Celestial Highness. Let us stoke up the Phasmophorius. Oh, the stove is burning hot today. Warm yourselves, my good fellows, for the Celestial Lady is feeling generous. Oh, it looks toasty. Having taken your plentiful offering into its guts, the Phasmophorius roars and bellows out smoke as if aroused by the cruel spectacle. The crowd around you begins to hum to the beat of the execution device. Within that noise you hear the sound of hungry anticipation. Cassie turns away, covering her eyes and nose with a shawl. This smell, these screams. It would not behoove you to put a stop to this barbarism, Lord Captain. Do not encourage more of it. And now my favourite word. Next! pale, bony creature, barely able to move its legs, enters the stage. In place of a mask, it turns a horrific melody of features towards the world. The ugliness, however, is nothing of that of the previous convicts. The thin, squeamishly twisted mouth is fused to its cheekbones. Malicious eyes peer into the crowd from under hideous folds of skin. The face of the heretic appears to have melted and congealed. What happened to his face? Is he another mutant? Thessarian fever. You need not worry, Your Celestial Highness. It's not contagious. Just execute this one already so we can be done with... what is this heretic guilty of? ASUS does not answer right away. It makes you wait for a moment. His crime is more grievous than any this scaffold has ever seen. He was granted a new destiny, but chose to defy it. He turned away the greatest gift that can be offered to the loyal sons and daughters of Thessara. The wretched man's gaze drifts over the crowd until his piercing eyes meets yours. His head twists, his face contorts in a monstrous grimace. Shut up! Shut up! Before it gets in! He whispers in a sudden frenzy. I won't give up. I won't give it up. I won't! Oh, no, no, no. We didn't come here for you to stay mum. Squeal now and squeal louder. The crowd takes up the fool's outburst and begins demanding more screams. Koala whispers without taking her eyes off the condemned man. You are not a master of your own shadow. The shadow reigns over you. You are alone, while they are many. But why? A windless, doorless house. Idira is standing still, her eyes glassy. The master is gone, and only beasts remain. What is that? Where is that blasted court fool? You glance at the crowd and suddenly see the fool prancing and flitting around the Gorkas, clearly trying not to be spotted by you. Shoot bluff for his insolence. A shot rings out and a deafening shriek rises from the throng of people. You catch sight of the badly wounded fool disappearing into the crowd. Maeve cries out in horror and immediately clasps a mouse with both hands, trying to lock her voice inside. Just execute this one already so we can be done with this today. As Tadu opens his mouth to say something, the convict takes a step on his clumsy spindly legs and then another one. The face, pretty strong, shining, a gnarled claw points directly at you. Give it here. Give it to me now instead of the one I bear. Take mine. It's not mine. Take it. Take it. The madman raises crooked fingers to his face and sinks his nails into its sagging flesh. Shrieking with what sounds like relief, he tears off a piece of his cheek, then another, and then one more. Falling to his knees, he frantically scratches his own eyes out, spewing blood and clear ichor across his face before collapsing dead on the platform. A sudden rumble draws your attention like a rock fall tumbling down a slope. The thudding of feet and mad screams overwhelm you. After a moment, you see the source of his commotion. A throng of mutants is charging straight at you.
Your existence is naught but ashes.
You will fall.
Why are you on fire? The Sartium Bubos. It runs and blows up. Oh, cool. Well, that's fun.
I am a navigator, not a servitor.
Anything else?
No! Shit! Wrong one. Fuck. Bollocks.
Isn't this a job for the serfs?
You know what? It's fine.
Quick!
Yep, he certainly exploded.
Was that you? Or anything else? Will do.
Well, that's good. Let's do regeneration as well.
This way!
I like big buffs and I cannot lie.
I'll do what it takes. I can't stand it! Emperor, protect me. Emperor, protect me.
I will triumph. Purpose guides me.
We've got a job to do, Glato.
Kabbalah.
I will leave footprints of scarlet.
Tell you what, some of these guys have got a lot of health.
As on our
Reckless
old days.
Abandon. Let's go
The
with
shadows
that one.
will see it done.
Slice and dice. Sounds good.
As the tenets
Points.
demand.
Harry?
I shall not fail.
Well, I never.
This goes against the tenets.
Well, I never.
As honor ordains.
The sheer gall.
Come, the other side awaits.
It's more like it.
This way! Emperor, protect me!
Emperor, protect me. I can handle this.
A little bit on fire, that's fine. Walk that off.
Follow my lead. I will do my duty. At your beck and call. An exemplary strike.
Just tank everyone. That's it. Crowd around.
Don't touch me. I will not die in dishonor.
Be careful not to cross my gaze.
Can we buff
Me?
you? We can.
If you insist, Lord Captain.
Little warp curse on you. Maybe a waking
I'm not
nightmare.
accustomed to being ordered around.
Could I tell you to do? I could tell you to do something. Lovely. I do like telling you to do stuff.
Trust me, my
Choppy.
blade whispers your name.
I mean, I could.
The undying emperor whispers his will.
That was pretty.
Death is a blessing.
Yeah, I mean that'll do it. I think that was pretty good.
Follow my lead. Run!
Done.
Hit him, boys.
Moving out.
Okay, you're still alive over there. Tell you what I could do.
I know what is to come.
If I bring you over here and I bring my bird.
Quiet,
here.
Whispers! It's my toy, and I'm gonna control it myself. On it. Farewell.
It's flat. It's quite entertaining.
Let's see what you can do.
What's there? Okay, who's still alive? Is it just you? It's just you. Wow, okay. That'll do it.
Ruin beckons.
Solomon! Could you just...
Understood.
Huh. Still alive, I see.
Frex Prioris!
Shooty shooty.
Executed.
Thank you. Your Celestial Highness, apologies for my late arrival. I wasted a great deal of time in idle squabbles with the oaf of a treasurer as he was looking for the shipment chronicle. I only heard about the attack after I'd already begun, and the elevator might as well not have been moving at all. It was so slow. The treasurer, the elevator. Who are you going to blame next, Governor? Are you the ruler of this world or a casual onlooker? You'll take measures immediately and restore order, or I will conclude that you are sabotaging the road trader's visit, either by intent or simply due to your own ineptness. The Governor babbles in fear. I never thought... He took a deep breath. The culprits, of course. The culprits will face execution post-haste, my celestial lady. Survey the square. An oppressive silence hangs over the previously bustling plaza. People are taking in the carnage, clearly avoiding looking at you, but still catching your every word. Notice Maeve standing nearby, gazing around her with horror in her eyes. Find those responsible and bring them to me. The condemned mutants broke loose and attacked the townsfolk. It took a long time since anything like this happened, Your Celestial Highness. They must have sniffed out that today is a special day. The executioner's lips curled, split by a blow during the fight. The commander was responsible for guarding them. He got careless. The armourer... His armour rattling, one of the knights steps forward. I am Lucara, commander of the fortress. I can attest the ungodly mutants were restrained properly. It's the Phasmophorus, the smoke whipping the brutes into a frenzy. If it were not for the tithe, you would be the one facing execution. Bitch, I'm on fire. The governor staggers back with a blow, barely managing to stay on his feet. A trickle of blood runs down his lip, and he spits out a few rotten teeth onto the stones. Thank you, Your Celestial Highness. I will never forget the lesson you taught to me by the Emperor's own anointed. So it is either the commander or the executioner, is it? Then I shall now make my decision. My celestial lady, I swear on my life that my knights and I did everything we could to keep you safe. Who could have foreseen the Phasmophorus, after gorging itself on the miscreants, would start driving the mutants mad with its smoke? Lies. The Phasmophorus does not taunt heretics, it fills them with terror. To shift the blame for my own failure onto a sacred weapon of justice is a heinous crime in and of itself. Perhaps the Celestial Lady would be willing to show mercy if the guilty worms begged for it at her feet. Oh, you know, I've not had my fill of executions for today. It's a Phasmophorus for the both of you. I demand a spectacle. The executioner freezes, the corner of his mouth twitching. So, the one who served the Phasmophorus with rigour and zeal must now enter its fiery embrace. I obey, Your Celestial Highness. His footsteps heavy, the commander heads towards the fire-breathing iron beast. Yep, burn them both. God, I love being a bastard. Well, there's plenty of upward mobility available today. Ooh, Fatebringer. You are our saviour today, Your Celestial Highness, and in gratitude, please accept this personalised sword from my treasury. Fatebringer once decided the outcome of one of our feuds. It killed the rebel leader, and peace has reigned on the planet ever since. It does have 100% armour penetration. Something with a lot of armour. That's it, some antiquated sword. I expected I expect subsequent gifts to be better. The governor bows at your feet. Look at Maeve. The young woman next to you could well be a carved statue, perfect in its lifelessness. The only motion in a gaze directed at the smoking Phasmophorius is ice-cold terror. It appears your celebration is over, Governor. Not in the least. I will not let some beast ruin everything we've worked so hard to repair. I suggest we distance ourselves from this place and return to our corner of revelry and peace. By your leave, I will be waiting for you at the head table. Your oh God, Emperor, give me strength. Swallowing noisily, the Governor hurriedly departs the scene of the slaughter. It amazes me that idiot just underpaid the tie that did not somehow lose the whole planet as well. Solomon pauses, pensively watching the Governor leave. Fine, a feast it is. I'm sick to the stench of burning meat. Let's try a change of scenery. Her face pale, Maeve raises a hand. My celestial lady, it is only a few steps away. The noble lords are already lifting their glasses in the Saviour's honour, awaiting your arrival. Shall we proceed? After I've looted everything, yes. A feudal sword and a hardened shield.
Embrace true power.
Is the shield good, actually? Hang on. Is the shield good, actually? That's the question. 22%, 25%, but it does give +1 deflection and 6% parry. Deflection's pretty handy. That gets deflection as well. Plus deflection, 6% parry. We don't get the parry, but I still think it's pretty trash.
Powers unseen uncover my path.
Galato, would you mind? Good boy. You're a radiant shield. Whenever the wielder blocks an attack, the attacker must pass an agility resistance to become blinded for 1 round. Oh, okay. Doesn't have the deflection though, does it? Probably not that good then. Right, boom. Okay, so there's something weird going. Oh, my celestial lady, she has this. They say you are a god emperor's anointed. Have you truly seen him? Throw Maeve a look of contempt. Forgive me, celestial lady. Did you wish me to ask me something? Solomon casts a quick glance around as if looking for someone, then nods at you confidently. How do you find living at the governor's court? I dare not complain, my celestial lady. Lesser nobles such as myself sometimes receive punishment for angering our lords. But this is good. In a way, it makes me think cleaner and brighter on the inside and helps me better serve the god emperor, the holder of the key of all destinies. Maeve makes a sign of the Aquila and turns a reverent gaze upon you. You called the emperor holder of all key to destinies. Why? Forgive me if I've said something wrong, my lady. Preacher Antiochus says that the god emperor holds the key to all destinies in his celestial hand. He himself sits at the very top of the great tower of humankind. From there he gazing out over the worlds and stars of his domain. He sees all, knows all, and a bloody tear rolls down his cheek when he reads our shameful thoughts and deeds in the annals of our lives. But those who strive, who do not let the seed of evil into their hearts, he will reward with a new destiny, a new life, higher and better than the one before. With a turn of his key, he unlocks a dungeon of their souls. I live in hope that one day he will come to my door. Maeve's smile is one of sad resignation. How fascinating. And what are you going to do with a better destiny? I can hope, pray earnestly, try to be virtuous and diligent. But manage to please the celestial lady, then maybe the emperor will take notice. Why does the god emperor lock people in a dungeon? In a time of darkness, the god emperor walled up the tower of humankind against fiends and monsters to keep it safe from evil, but evil had already planted its seed in thousands upon thousands of human souls. He locked them in the dungeon for the tower so that he might first eradicate the evil in their thoughts. All our lives we atone for our transgressions against the god emperor, and after death we return to his judgment. But that is our burden to bear, my lady. When I see you and realize before me stands his anointed one blessed by his godly hand, there is no one happier than I. Tell me about Bluff, the Fool. How did he win the governor's favour? He is the best among all the court servants. Maeve looks down, but you catch the fear in her eyes. He always knew how to make the noble lord laugh, but at first, Dean's jokes were just funny pranks and puns. Those were wonderful and almost impossible times. Something's happened and Dane changed, did he not? That's his name, yes? Yes, he seemed to retreat into himself all of a sudden. He started snapping back at people, saying sarcastic, scathing things. His jokes were simple before, but now there's always a nasty bite to them. And he started exploding at every little thing and ordering me about. My own brother. Having said all this, she freezes in fear, turning white as a sheet. Apologies for my lack of restraint. For a brief moment, a deep wrinkle cuts across Solomon's forehead. So your brother is not his usual self. This world is a tangled web indeed. What do you think of the governor? Oh, he's a wonderful person, so considerate and generous, but of course his venerable age has taken its toll. He behaves oddly from time to time, but we all have our quirks, don't we? Yes, yes we do. He behaves oddly, how so? Well, he gave me a lovely Thesseratium necklace just before you arrived. Strange, is it not, to bestow such a treasure on someone of the lower nobility? I also noticed that we have been conversing more of late, and it's been easier. Sometimes I think he knows me better than I know myself. So the governor has never favoured you like this before. Perhaps the appointment to escort the road trader also came as a surprise. Dave blinks in astonishment. That is so, my lord Judicator. I still wonder why the God Emperor saw fit to bestow such a tremendous honour upon me. So you're here to entertain me. What would you like me to do, my celestial lady? I was taught how to dance and sing. That's fine. Enough, you bore me. Maeve bites her list disappointed. As you wish, my celestial lady. I apologize for being unable to entertain you properly. Look straight through her. My lady? Oh. Oh. Right. So there's definitely something weird going on here, but unfortunately we're going to have to find out what's going on next time. I'll probably stream on Monday. I'm going to say Monday, because Sunday is roast dinner day, and that means I drink wine, and so I'll probably just want to go to bed after that. So, yeah, we'll stream on Monday. So until then, I'm looking forward to finding out what's going on. It's not normal to wear other people's faces. That's definitely some weird chaos shit if you ask me. And that fool guy is definitely some weird chaos guy. But it's fine. We'll discover what the hell's going on next time. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.